untouchable. Still I ask myself, are we our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Yes. 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 Are you ready? Thursday night hockey. Deep Thursday night hockey. As Sedin Magic so elegantly puts it in the chat. Let's go! Leafs Nation. Oh, Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Leafs. Golden Knights. It's the Leafs' first game against Mitch Marner. It's a big deal. Here are the lines for tonight. Drew's got them on the screen. McMahon, Matthews, Domi. Machelli, Tavares, Nylander. And then you get the blender out a bit. Well, actually, McMahon, Matthews, Domi is a blender line, but they've been together before, at least. Nyes, Waugh, Robertson. So Nyes missed morning skate today because of maintenance. Robertson thought he broke his leg, literally. Did not. He's going to play tonight. And the fourth line, it's weird that we know this as the preseason line, but like they played together in the preseason and they look great. Lorentz, Lawton, Cowan. On D, there's some change as well. Riley, Carlo, McCabe, Stetcher back together, and OEL on his strong left side with Philip Myers instead of Simone Benoit. Joseph Woll is your starter. Nick Murphy, welcome to SDP VIP ad free and 23 plaster. Love that Robbie is back. Let's go! Let's go indeed. Man, we were in Peterborough last night for the OHL Top Prospects game. And, one thing, speaking to a few people who work for the Peterborough Petes, 2020 still haunts them. The reason it haunts them, they were gearing up, they were loading up for the Mem Cup. And they might have won it. Nick Robertson that season, in 46 games, had 55 goals. 31 assists, 86 points. He was a monster. Semyon Duragachintsev was his wingman. Leaf pick. I think the Leafs still hold his rights, but he's playing in the KHL. In 55 games, he only had 12 goals. He didn't need to score. 63 assists. That team won a lot of games. And guess what? Season ended. That's it. Season's done. There's no delay for the playoffs. It haunts them. Because in the OHL, in junior, this applies to the Q, this applies to the dub. It's rare that you get a team where it's like, oh, we could do this. And then you get the trade deadline and you load up and you're like, oh, we can do this. You don't even make it to the playoffs. You don't play a single playoff game because of COVID. It's haunting. Robbie was a monster. There's a reason people were so hyped for him. I know it's OHL goals. I mean, they're still hype. He's doing very well. But I mean, maybe not quite the same hype. 55 goals in 46 games. He scored, I did a book signing March 7th, 2020. He scored, I think, less than halfway through the first period. I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to see a Nick Robertson goal tonight. If you went to a Nick Robertson game, his final game in junior, and he still had at least another year of junior eligibility too, which is nuts. Never played another junior game again because the OHL didn't play. He went straight to the AHL. If you went to a Nick Robertson game, he was more likely to score than not. He was so good, man. Did you expect this whole pregame to be about Nick Robertson and not Mitch Marner? I didn't. Corrupted. I asked for Avs content, got lots recently, just not how I expected said Avs content to go. But score prediction tonight, I think it's going to be 4-3. Drew says 7-1 Vegas. I think you might be right. And I'll explain why in a minute. Meme Empress. What'd you think of that 11-game Bolts win streak? I think it sucks. Boo. Aiden Hill is back tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's a big deal. What both sides should remember is this game has no bearing on the decision to move. Oh, if you're trying to get ahead of narratives based on who wins this game, it's a losing battle. Whether he scores a hat trick or we get a S word, no one was happy with how it was going. It was time to move on. It was time to move on, I think, at least 2 years before, but I digress. Do you think Darren Radish has an outside chance at the Norris? 12 goals and 27 assists in 39 games. Point game. Maybe just a few votes. Drew says, don't be so disrespectful. Drew, you think he's going to win the Norris, Drew? No, I mean, Drew's like, don't laugh at his question. I didn't laugh. Listen, Darren Radish is doing crazy. And he might get votes. He, like, how many undrafted guys have ever won the Norris? Like, the last one's got to be Mark Giordano. It's crazy to me that Radish this is his career high in points, 39. He had 37 last year. That's a really good game or a really good season. But he has as many goals as he had in the last 2 seasons combined. Yeah, you know what? He's been crazy. He'll get votes, but I mean, Makar exists and Lane Hudson exists, and there's a bunch of other guys who exist. He's incredible, though. You got to remember when it comes to award voting, name matters, as unfair as that is, but it does. Does it feel noisy in here? I don't know. I muted the pregame because it's distracting. Yeah, Drew asking the question, I was starting to wonder, isn't puck drop 9:30? I don't know. A Vegas fan, I assume, says, I miss Waugh. He's so good in the bottom 6. Man, took him a little bit to warm up. Nick Waugh is good. That is a good player. Is he going to put up 80, 90 points like Mitch Marner? Well, no. But he's good. He's quite good. Riley is winning the Norris, though. He is. Luke, what are you laughing about? Chant ideas for Marner's game in Toronto? Oh, I'll have nothing to do with that. What position does Robertson play again? Defense, of course. Heather, the Avs fan, sent 5 SDPN memberships. Gracias. You the best. Steve After Dark. Yeah, well, it's winter. Steve After Dark is Steve after like 5 o'clock. Meme Empress, who is a Lightning fan? We love Ratty. That's why Nick Paul makes bald jokes. Man. Darren Radish is aggressively bald. Violently bald. Sedin Magic 1591. Since when do they ever start games on time? That's valid. They don't. Steve, MK question. I'm not sure what MK means. Matthews, Nylander, Tavares. Place them. Who's Sub-Zero? Who's Scorp? Oh, Mortal Kombat question. Matthews, Nylander, Tavares. Place them. Who's Sub-Zero? Who's Scorpion? And who's Reptile? Matthews is Scorpion. Yeah, Drew agrees. I think Nylander's Reptile. Nah, Tavares is Reptile. You're right. Because it's the same color as kombucha, and he loves that. And Nylander is Sub-Zero because he's cold. Yeah, exactly. He's cool. Drew wants me to talk about something that's coming on screen right now. I'm way behind. What the hell? Oh, there's me with Mitch Marner. When I worked for Sportsnet. This is the picture I use to tell people who doubt that Mitch Marner is 6 feet tall that he is indeed 6 feet tall. Sofia Jurcevic, who now covers the Bruins with Nesson. Whenever she couldn't do the room, I would go in there, and a handful of times I got to I talked to Marner. I think that was the video where I asked everyone what they wanted, and I also asked that time in the room for Christmas. And it wasn't until I got home that I was like, Steven, you idiots. Leafs! Vegas! In Vegas! Puck is dropped. Vegas gains a leave zone. Shot against Woll immediately. He stops it. Marner is on the ice. Waugh is on the ice. Wow. Leafs get out. Riley Smith gains the zone. Riley collects it behind the Leafs net. Riddick, welcome to STP VIP. Quick change for both teams. Here comes Marner getting booed. He's getting booed. Stopped by Wool, and Riley rode him into the boards. Drew's asking if they gave him an A just for this game. Do they have some guys out? Or maybe they have like rotating A's, like how the Leafs had last year, because he didn't wear an A every game last year either, I don't think. Defensive zone draw for the Leafs. I think Matthews is getting kicked out of this one. Rennemon, I think it's going to get ugly when Marner plays in Toronto. Oh, I agree. Face-off won by Vegas. That is put into the corner. Barbashev to the point. On. That hits a few bodies, doesn't make it through. Bobby McMahon off the glass and out. Domi collects it. He's pushed offside by Eichel. And that's a whistle. By the way, if a player gets pushed offside, it's supposed to be a penalty. Never seen it called. Never, not once in my life. Not that I'm asking for a penalty there. It's just, it may never happen in your lifetime or mine. Face off just outside the Vegas zone. We haven't even played a minute yet. Vegas wins that one. Vegas is hot over their last 6 games. They're 5-0-1. Oh, turnover in the Leaf zone. Taken off of Eichel. Domi. Waits. Tries to hit Matthews. Can't. Aiden Hill covers it up. Just a minute 15 into this game. Girthy Bettman. That's his first time wearing an A. Usually it's Eichel and Smith. Emo Jalapeno, thanks so much for streaming late on a school night for this historic and kind of emotional night. It's weird. Like, I don't know if, like, are Leaf fans fired up for this one, or is it the home game next week? It's got to be the home game, right? Barbashev. Bouncing puck. Gets by Philip Myers. He has to collect it. It's a big opportunity for Myers. Nylander finds Tavares on the right. Tries to hand it off. Doesn't work. Michelli does get it back. Download to Tavares. Michelli has it taken off him. Tavares falls down. Here comes Vegas 3-on-2. Michelli back checking. You better hurry up. In front. That goes wide. Tavares. Nylander. Leafs have been hot recently. They got absolutely murdered against the Mammoth. Looking to bounce back from that. Nylander. Oh, what a move! Nylander hits it off shot! Scores! Morgan Riley, what a shot! Off a slick feed from Slick Willie Nylander. And just 2 minutes and 5 seconds into this one, the Leafs take the 1-0 lead. Tavares one hands it to Nylander. Nylander to Tavares. Nylander gets it back. What a move on Kolasar. Ew. Who was that? Barbashev or Hurdle? Oh, that's Hurdle. Mike Johnson talking about how Aiden Hill was down really early. He's barely played this season. He's 1-0-2. I noticed his record was. Fascinating to see how he does. But the Leafs with the early lead here in Vegas against the Golden Knights who played last night against the Kings. They did get the win. Easton Cowan. Lawton. Cowan! Lawton! Stopped by Hill. Cowan laying the body. Vegas sends it all the way down the ice. Is this going to be icing? It is. 17:25 to go. Alec Vega. My Lightning won 11 straight, and it's my birthday too. How many Lightning fans are watching this? It feels like there's more Lightning fans than Leafs or Vegas fans. Hayden Mathewson. You're a bum. Everyone asked Drew why we swap streams this week. That's hilarious. Yeah, because Hayden's doing Saturday, right? Drew just goes, go Bills. Turnover by Vegas. Matthews. He's driven wide. To the point. McCabe. Down low. Domi. In front. Can't find Matthews there. Vegas chips it out. Stetcher collects. Stetcher, whoop, hops over McCabe's stick. Nice, long stick. Domi. Can't get through Marner. Hill. Wah and Nyes. I mean, you want Nyes getting more ice time than the third line, but Wah and Nyes that's a lot of beef on one line. Oh my God, he lays the body there. Robertson, I'm thinking well protected tonight. Dorofeyev has it taken off him by Robertson. Dorofeyev, really underrated fantasy guy earlier this season. Hasn't quite kept up the pace. Still a very capable goal scorer, though. Barbashev can't hit his target. Hello, Steve, from Port St. Lucie, Florida. I don't know why I put a little French on that. St. Lucie. Domi collects the turnover. McMahon looking for Domi again. Oh, that would have been cheeky to Matthews. Didn't work. Domi taken down. I think he wanted a call. He's not going to get it. Here comes Vegas. 3-on-2. McMahon on the back check, though. McCabe, good job collecting that. All the way down the ice. Right onto the stick of Hill. Emo Jalapeno fired up equally for both games. First game being the first. Home game, well, being home. Can I get a, oh yeah? Stop by Wool. Colasar hit by Carlo. Speaking of beef, that's a big collision, and this is going to be icing against Toronto. 15-12 to go in the first period. Carter. Hey, Steve, had a dream the NHL got rid of the net and added an umpire to call goals and misses. Thoughts about implementing it into the game. That is a great idea for the worst sport ever invented. Yo, Drew, is that true what I just saw in the chat? Okay. Vegas. It's in the neutral zone. Willie hands it off. Here's Michelli. Deeks sends it to Willie, kicks it to himself, and shovels it home on the backhand. William Nylander, have yourself a night. 2 goals for the Leafs. 5 minutes and 3 seconds into their game against Vegas. Willie with the slick assist. Willie with the slick goal. And the Leafs take the 2-0 lead. What a feed from Michelli. And Nylander, way too much time to work. He's definitely got Thomas Hertl in hell tonight. Big goal from Willie with the worst celly of all time. Wes Richard sent 10 STPN memberships. Gracias. Alex, absolutely no ill will to Marner. Absolutely, it was right time for him to leave. But also, I desperately want to destroy Vegas today. You should. Why not? They're playing against your team. Here come the Leafs again. Lawton can't get that through. OEL collects it. This is a rather young game. Now, one thing about Vegas, if you've been paying attention to them this season, icing against the Golden Knights, if they're down, they come back, and if they got the lead, they blow it. Like, their third periods are eventful. A lot of their games go to overtime, and a lot of those overtimes go to the shootout as well. They are busy. Vegas Golden Knight games are busy, for better or worse. Corrupted Kyle Tucker to the Dodgers? All right. Well, Do they own a diamond mine I'm unaware of, or that's crazy? Oh my God. Yo, that's insane. That's insane. Anyway, 14 minutes and 1 second to go in the first. Wow. Yeah, no. I mean, that is genuinely dumb. Like, that's not even cope. Like that's stupid. Wow. Domi pass blocked in the neutral zone. McMahon after it though with speed. Big collision in the corner. McMahon staying on his feet though. Stone. Vegas gains the zone. Stone stays with it. On! Jeez, I didn't even see that shot. Wool did though. Stops it. Renetmon, are you telling me another major league player strung the Jays along again? Straight to the gulag. Yeah, dude. I really hope they keep Bichette. Here's a stat for you. Someone just sent to my phone. Nylander, 48 points in 37 games. Marner, 47 points sorry, my phone died right in the middle of reading that damn stat. In 46 games. Much to think about. Noticing. I was watching the stream on my phone this whole time. Steve Dangle here on the SDBN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. Leafs off to a quick 2-0 lead in Vegas. Steve, 2 trophies you should win. Bill Masterton Memorial Trophy because of your dedication to hockey, a great sportsman. I don't know about great sportsman, and your perseverance to the Leafs. Wait, what? Questionable sometimes, but admirable. And Ted Lindsay because you're MVP. Thank you, Robert. I know you said VIP, but I knew what you meant. Canada Matt, Hill hasn't played in 3 months and might not make it through 3 periods at this rate. That's a tough one. Like, Hill's your starter. Like, that's what he's paid to do. But, yeah, he hasn't played. It's tricky. At some point, he's got to play, right? So there might be some games where you just got to leave him in. But, I mean, also, every point is important. You're Vegas. You have a chance to win the division. You know. It's tough. Leaf Opstead, thank you kindly, sir. And Ghost of War, why don't playoff goals count toward the goals total record? I've always found that ridiculous. Well, it's regular season versus playoffs, right? Yeah, you can't penalize a guy for his team not making it. But, like, all you got to do is combine, right? Gretzky has 894 goals. In the playoffs, he added another 122. So he's over 1,000 NHL goals, right? Who has more? Don't make me do math. 122 plus 894. 1,016 for Gretzky. So, like, what's Ovechkin at, right? Anyway, neither of those players are in this game. Vegas at the blue line. Send it down low. McCabe looks like he's going to take a penalty for a slash on Mark Stone, and Vegas will go to the power play. Oh, wow. Yeah, he broke Mark Stone's stick, who still has the most ridiculous tape job in the league. The butt end of his stick, he looks like a goalie. Drew saying at least he doesn't use an illegal stick like Ryan O'Reilly. You know what? Legitimately, Ryan O'Reilly's stick is illegal. He shouldn't be able to use it. It has a 90-degree curve on it. Even though it's right at the toe, it shouldn't be allowed, in my opinion, but it's interesting. Vegas with the puck on the power play. Marner on the point. One-timer from Eichel. That goes wide. Marner holds it at the line. Down low. It's behind the net now. Eichel. Stone. In front! What a stop from Woll! That was a great chance. Hurdle on that one. Eichel collects it. Lawton, can he get there? Can't quite get rid of it. Can Carlo? No, Eichel keeps it alive. Can Lawton get it off him? Leafs doing a good job killing the clock here, but Vegas still very much in this. Riley Smith. Yeah, Vegas has gotten full possession back. It's Marner. It's Eichel. It's Marner. On! Woll saves. There is a rebound. The puck is loose. Lorentz. Can he get rid of it? He does. And they'll get a much-deserved change, but Aiden Hill gets it. Ooh, almost had a real good chance for a counter. Dorofeyev. Cross ice to Stone. Into the glove of Woll, and he'll hang on to it. Good choice. 46 seconds to go in this kill. Sabres won again. Dude, they're just cracked. Vegas, another OT point fiasco. Much love, chat. It's crazy how many OT points they have. They have 6 wins worth of losses. They have 12 overtime loss points. Marner, who's getting booed every time he touches the puck, by the way. Eichel. 35 seconds. Eichel, he's closing in. Myers! One-timer, and they score. Marner sets up Pavel Dorofeyev. What did I tell you? And Vegas gets one back. A little over 8 minutes in, and Vegas cuts the lead to 1. It is 2-1 Leafs here in Vegas. Eichel just clinically backed up Philip Myers. Waugh kind of comes off the point a little bit as well. And Dorofeyev makes no mistake. That's a crazy shot. Dorofeyev always a candidate for the Cy Young Award in hockey. Oh my God. He had 7 goals and 2 assists, 13 goals and 11 assists. Last season, 35 goals and 17 assists. This season, surprisingly, almost as many goals as assists, almost as many assists as goals. But he still has more goals than assists. He's got great finish. It's in the leave zone. Tavares, Michelli, Willie dumped Michelli after it. Battling Theodore. Tavares in there to help. Tavares to the point. On! That's stopped by Hill. Tavares feeds the point. On! Stopped by Hill, and we'll get no zone draw with 11:01 to go in the first. A lot of whistles in this game. Yeah, they're showing a replay of that goal. The Leafs way too bunched up. Way too bunched up. A lot of guys could have done better there. It's a great shot. Oh, it's an unbelievable shot, but it's easier to take a great shot when you're not doing your job, right? Man, that is a great shot. Oppo from Dorofeyev. Matthews kind of off his guy. Waugh kind of off his guy. On! That stop from Hill. Whoa! Dives out of his net. We'll get another draw in the Vegas zone. Aye. Oh. Why is Nick Robertson doing faceoffs? Because Waugh got kicked out. There you go. He's actually, like, I don't know what his percentages on faceoffs. Like, he won that one. He's pretty good at the winger win. Anecdotally, for me, I could be totally wrong. Myers collects it off the end boards. Riley. Wah. Ooh, sends it into the neutral zone. Myers collects. Myers shoots! Stopped by Hill, but that's an O-zone draw, and that's a good outcome if you're Philip Myers. Kyle Tucker got 4 years, 240 million? 60 million per season. What is their payroll? All right. Sedin Magic. That's a good shift after giving up a goal. Oh, the lead? Yeah, I thought so. McCabe into the glove of Hill. Whoops. The Dodgers payroll is currently 358 million. And that's probably with like deferrals from Shohei as well. That's so stupid. It's more than Team USA's baseball team at the Olympics. Matthews wins that draw to Domi. Battle in the corner. Domi looking for options. You still got Eichel all over him. Keeps it though. Stetcher. That's blocked. In front. Goal! A deflection. I think it was a Jake McCabe shot, and it goes off of Austin Matthews. The Leafs. Offensive show here in Vegas. The buddy in the John Tavares jersey loving it. Leafs taking up residency in front of the net, and it's 3-1, barely halfway through this first period. Goodness, perfect tip from Matthews. Does that go off the opposite bar? Opposite post, I should say. 11 goals, 14 points in 13 games versus Vegas, according to the TSN broadcast. I don't get to stream a lot of TSN games. This is cool. I'm always doing Saturdays, right? Myers keeps that alive, but Vegas looking to counterpunch here. Pass just out of reach. It's back in the neutral zone. Chipped out. The arena announcer really leaned into Mitch Marner on the assist call. That's them doing their job. I would too. Any point he gets tonight, it's your job to lose your mind. Easton Cowan getting in there against former Leaf Ben Hutton. Cowan! He's got Marner on him. A couple London Knights. Tavares, another London Knight. Riley. Blockered away from Hill. Tavares. He stripped Dorofeev. Oh, curls back, though. This could be dangerous. He's got Michelli and Tavares on him, but they escape. None the worse for wear. Riley Smith eludes Matthew Nyes there. Keeps it alive. Carlos swats it away. Tavares all the way down the ice to try to get a bit of a change in there. Marner has it swatted away by Waugh. One of the few guys on this Leafs team who didn't play with Marner. Stetcher. Robertson. Waugh on! Stopped by Hill and directed away. McCabe gets it. McCabe flubs it. Oh, this could be dangerous here. This is going to be a break. Riley Smith in. Stopped by Wool. Waugh into the neutral zone. Cowan, nice little tip to Stetcher. Back to Cowan. Back to Stetcher. Almost one-hands it past Hill. This is awesome. The over-under was 5.5 for this game. Have they watched any Leafs or Vegas games? Okay. Cowan in his own end now. Matthews. Riley. Oh, that's deflected into the stands. And Buddy in the Carlson jersey caught it barehanded. And we get a commercial break. Good. I need to breathe. Holy cow. Owie says the Dodgers are ruining baseball. I mean, like, yeah, kind of. Like, dude, if you're a Dodgers fan, I don't expect you to care. Like, your team has won, what is it, back-to-back World Series? And you are insanely better now. But, like, objectively, this sucks. This is really stupid. It's not even just that the Jays didn't get him. Like, that's crazy. Owie saying Nylander is no longer on the bench? I didn't see that. Leaf Opstead in Palpatine voice, unlimited payroll. Hello, Steve and SDPN crew. Good vibes and good luck to the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight. Thank you, Heather. You are the best. The Dodgers are paying Ohtani and Tucker more than the Minnesota Twins are paying their entire 26-man roster, says producer Drew. Hey, Heather, thank you for the 10 SDPN memberships. That's very nice. I'm going to tease something. I'm literally contractually forbidden from telling you what surprise I have in store next week, but I have a little surprise in store next week. When do I get to tell you? Let me see. Monday? No, Tuesday. Wednesday? Sometime next week. Drew's like, why are you doing this? You're just going to bother people. I know. Oh, I'm not giving you a hint. I'm not giving you a hint. Oh, no. Drew goes, baby number 3. There shan't be a baby 3. I love my 2 children very much. They are the light of my life. We are not having a third. Domi against Eichel. Face-off dot in the Leaf zone. Domi comes up with the win. That's a big one. Leafs. Oh, can't get out. Domi working on Eichel. They've seen a lot of each other so far in this game. And the Leafs bulldog it over the line. Matthews hands it off. Domi shovels it in. Hill after it. McCabe. Matthews. Domi. McMahon. Robbed by Hill. What a save. My goodness, that would have been one of the sexiest goals of the season. But what a save from Aiden Hill. Under 7 to go here in the first. Wow, wow, wow. In front. Oh, hit just wide by Barbashev. Stetcher. This game has not been boring. You got to give it that. No icing there. I can't wait to see a replay of that thing. Andrew McDonald, thank you for 5 SDPN memberships. Wool, leaves it for icing. 6:32 to go in the first. Let's see this. This was a crazy play. McCabe one-hands it. Matthews, Domi, McMahon, scorpion save from Hill. But is that the save that stopped it? It is. Oh, what a save. That might be the save of the year so far. That's got to be the save of the year. Holy crap. Wow. If Vegas comes back and wins this game, that save is the beginning, middle, and end of it. Like, holy cow. Face off at center ice. Leafs win that. They get it deep. Nyes after it. Wow. That shot is stopped, and now here comes Marner leading the rush. Hands it off to Riley Smith. Smith tries to send it back. Doesn't work. Tavares loses it on the wall. Marner has it behind the Leafs net. God, what a weird sentence. In front. Nyes collects it. Michelli. Shovels it in. He'll chase after it too. Oh, Hill, if you're a goaltender. Almost a goal. Carlo. Riley. Tavares. Oh, just out of the reach of Michelli. Michelli's picked off, and Vegas airmails it to Carlo, who has it in his own end now. Hands it to Nyes at the end of his shift. Riley. Stetcher. Shovels it on the backhand. Hill out of the net to play it. Holtz. Wool collects it. Whoa! If you're a goaltender, the goalies are not shy in this one. Vegas can't get a shot off there. McMahon trying to beat White Cloud wide. He gets the shot. There's a rebound. Lawrence around to McMahon. Puck takes a funny hop. He loses it. McCabe will dump it. It's getting loud in Vegas. Hutton up the ice. Leafs collect it. Hurdle had to tag up, so he couldn't get it. Cowan to a streaking Robertson. Cowan, where's the puck? There's a black mark on the glass that looks like the puck. Kolasar. Cowan. Oh, boy. Turnover behind the Leafs net. In front. Shot. That one goes wide. Cowan off the boards and out. Robertson subs off. Leafs looking to get a full change here. Hill, if you're a goaltender, please don't tend the goal, says Death Eater. I agree. Eichel gains the zone. Did Wool stop that with his head? Okay. Eichel tries to elude McCabe. McCabe all over him. Stetcher looking for space. Not a lot to be had off the glass. Swatted into the Leaf zone. And Stetcher up the ice. Vegas very close to too many men there. 3:30 to go in the first. Barbashev. Vegas. Stone! Slap shot wide. Tavares in his own end. Battling for it. Comes up with it. Riley. Shovels it. Oh! Theodore lost it in his feet. Here comes Tavares. Tries to go short side. Doesn't solve Hill there. Myers collects it in his own end under 3 minutes to go now in the first. Myers tries to skate it out. Does. Carlo. Vegas on the counterattack here. Riley Smith gets around his man in the neutral zone. Gets the entry. OEL. Nice. Swats it down to himself. Can't get his pass across. Lawton just gets it out. A lot of passes going off of feet here, going both ways. 2:20 to go in the first. Wool out of his net to play it. Oh, Ekman Larson takes a heavy hit behind the Leafs net, and he went down. Lawton. Lawrence shovels it into the crest of Aiden Hill. Wow. 2:12 to go in the first. Jack of Hearts. Tell that to Adam every time he talks about getting rid of the hard cap. Man. This is crazy. Marner needs all the money he can get if he has to start paying rent for all the Leaf fans' heads he resides in. What up, yelly, screamy man? Oh, you know, just talking about the first period of a Leaf game at 10:21 p.m. Mike Schmidt, speaking of thirds, we're having a tough time naming our third, which is a boy. No animal. Mike, what? What? Congrats. No animal names, because you know. I need to know, like, what flavor are you looking for here? Like I was thinking of Leafs because that's what I do naturally. That's part of the reason I have a son named Leo. I was just, you need a list of boy names. You're like, all right, I'll go through the roster. Oh, Komarov's a Leaf. Although I don't think he was a Leaf when we found out. Was he? I don't think he was. Like, would Easton work? Would Macklin work? LeBron, Megatron. Liking some of the names, chat. Guess what? I'm watching you on my Nintendo Switch. Whoa! The future is here. Ekman Larson. Who was that who hit him? 23? Jeez, that's a big hit. He's gone to the Leafs dressing room. Not great. So is Nylander and OEL are both down the tunnel? So Domi is out there taking a face off. Matthews and McMahon out there. That's the regular top line. Reinhart that hit him? Thank you. Which Reinhart is this? Ryan Hart? Cole Reinhardt. Cole, thank you. That was clear as mud. Lozon stopped by Wool. Minute 51 to go in the first period. Shots are 15-9 for the Leafs. I mean, the Leafs up 3-1 on Vegas. I don't think the game quite feels like that. Like, let me know if I'm wrong. Like, it feels like Vegas has been buzzing around the Leaf zone. They've had a Leafs do have a lot of chances. The 15 is right. I thought Vegas had more than 9. They've missed a lot as well. It's been a very high event game. McMahon battling. Matthews in front. Domi can't get it. Carlo! That puck doesn't get through. Well, it sort of does. It ends up behind the net. Leafs have to tag up, and they'll get a change in as well. Here comes Vegas. Shot! Stop by Wool. 1:22 to go in the first. Do I remember what the score was Leafs Vegas last year in Vegas? I remember Matthew Nyes beat the brakes off Zach Whitecloud. Didn't the Leafs run up the score? What was it? Leafs lost 5-2? Oh, never mind. Well, damn. Leafs, I feel like, haven't won very many games in Vegas. I remember the first game against, like, the crazy cardio Vegas Golden Knights. Leafs walked in there New Year's Eve and just got murdered. It was tough. Tavares battling 2 Golden Knights, and he still has the puck. Still has it in front. Oh, just couldn't find Michelli. And now Vegas is countering. McCabe collects it. 3-4 lifetime in Vegas. All right, losing record. I'd love to know when they won 3. All right. They won 7-3 and 24. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Here comes Ben Hutton, Leaf legend. That's deflected up into the stands. 38.7 seconds to go in the first. If you're going, why does Steve keep saying that? The Leafs traded a 5th round pick in 2022. This was in 2021 for Ben Hutton. He played 4 games with the Leafs, none in the playoffs. Legend! Face off in the Leafs' end. Leafs come up with it off the draw. Carlo gets it out down the ice. That's going to be icing again. Kill a few seconds off the clock, but 31.6 seconds to go in the first. Miss Clarkey, do you know what happened to that reporter who was revoked? Was there any follow-up there? It's Mark Lazarus. I don't know about follow-up. He's an athletic reporter. He doesn't go to all the Vegas games, so I don't know if it's been like a recurring issue. Vegas, hurdle, puts it wide. Collected by Hanifin in front, but Lawton comes up with it. Leafs, counterattack here. It's 2-on-3. Riley, couldn't find Waugh. Robertson couldn't get it back to the point. Vegas going to have one last chance here. That goes wide. Leafs clear it. There won't be enough time. And the first period comes to an end. A 3-1 Leaf lead after one in Vegas. Pretty good outcome. Marner does get an assist on the one Vegas goal. Let's see if the Leafs can survive this one. 3-1 is a good position to be in, but down William Nylander and Oliver Ekman-Larsson is not. We'll see if either player returns to the game. Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Feels like Lozon is on the ice for every goal, says Jay Beard. Despite making what is probably the best save of the year. Aiden Hill's had a bit of a tough night. Although, I don't know. Leafs have had some pretty wide open chances. The front of the net in Vegas is just not the place it used to be. Gilgalad said too early to guess the headline, but Nighty Night Nights. Yeah. I'll keep that in my pocket. Drew goes, that Scorpion save was very ridiculous. He used meaner words. Boy, oh boy. Drew, what clip do we have for first intermission? We have a clip from a show, little show. It's called the Steve Dangle Podcast. Us talking about how the Leafs have turned this season around. They did get smoked by Utah last game, but heading into that game, 8-0-2.
The Leafs decided to match them and in terms of speed. And I wondered how, because, when the Leafs weren't doing well, they were skating really slow. The puck movement was slow. And Berube said to you guys in the scrum, Jesse, at one point, well, the reason we look slow is we're not playing the system properly, and nobody believed him.
And I don't know if he'd ever admit it, but I think there's been a giant change in philosophy with the coaching staff there with the Leafs. They play so much less dump and chase, and it allows them to play a style of hockey that competes with teams who don't play dump and chase like them. Like, they're not being sent into the corners by their opponents, and they're not doing the same thing. So in these games where they need a fast back and forth flowing game, they can do that because that's their system now. And I think that change came along the same times as Mark Savard getting fired. So I really don't think it's a coincidence that once he left the organization that they've been good. It's not just the power play. It's an overall philosophy at 5-on-5 too.
Now throw it to Steve. Throw it to Steve.
No, don't throw it to Steve.
Steve's close personal friend.
So what do you think? The same thing I thought when they won the last game. Yeah. It's crazy. Listen, I'm happy that they win. Beginning, middle, end.
It was clearly that was the catalyst to get them to do something different.
Yes.
They tried something from October till the end of December, and it was that slow style of hockey, and they said, okay, this isn't working. We need to make a change, else we're going to miss the playoffs, and they did it.
And Frank Corrado, when he was on our show, he laid that out. But what he laid out is what they're doing differently on the power play.
Yes, specifically power play.
And there have been a number of games over the streak where you look at the special teams, and they at least break even, if not win the special teams battle, and obviously that's going to help you win games. Last night was a game where they lost, right? They did. I mean, Cowan got a fluky one, right? It's an own goal, but I don't care.
They still count.
I don't care. Colorado doesn't exactly have a barn-burning power play for some reason.
23rd in the league.
That makes absolutely no sense. Defies all logic. They scored 5 seconds in. But despite all that, they still kept pace with them. It was tight. There was never a Was there a 2-goal lead last night? I don't think there was.
No.
1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. They that's as impressed as I've been with this group all season.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding very funny is, while I'm setting up the LFR video or whatever, I'll still be listening to the post-game show in the background. And I think it's been 3, maybe 4 consecutive games where they've been like, that's their most complete game of the season.
It seems like every single time out, they're like, oh, this is the best win. Next win, this is the best win.
And they set a real low bar, but that is legitimately the best win. The Avalanche have played 22 games in that building this season. They've beaten all but 3 opponents. Yeah. And the Leafs are one of those 3.
And you got to get lucky to be good. You got to be good to get lucky. And last night, the McKinnon goal or non-goal in overtime where he goes bar down and he beats Joseph Woll and it stays out of the net,
Forget that, Jess. Even starting the game, Easton Cowan.
Yeah. And there was that too. Yeah, the Easton Cowan goal, it goes off Brent Burns and it's just in the back of the net. And these bounces didn't happen for the Leafs early on in this season. They played some good games. I remember the Dallas game. That was a good game. No bounce goes their way, and now they're starting to get bounces, and they're playing good hockey. It's really good stuff.
Easton Cowan was notably very popular in Peterborough, from what I understand. Very hugely
popular.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
yes, hugely popular with Pete's fans.
Everyone in the OHL loves the London Knights.
Yes, yeah, I think that's the rumor.
They're known for it.
So
Fan favorite.
That goes in, but then the Avs go up 2-1, and so obviously we got Cowan scoring early. But before the period's out, you get Cale Makar with his 14th, and Brock Nelson, who I think has 10 goals in his last, I don't know, is it 15 games or something?
14 in his last 20.
It's crazy.
Something like that. And you're burying Natchez completely breaking McCabe's ankles.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a little demoralizing when you're like, oh, that's the best guy we got. Just getting humbled, and he got humbled a couple times in this game.
And the Brock Nelson goal happens on the power play, and it happens relatively quickly. And it's one of those things where you kind of go, okay, well, that was our big strength, was our penalty kill, right? It's tops in the league.
There was nothing
December
you can
1st.
do because they came right off that face-off, and McKinnon just goes to the middle of the net, and everybody's trying to take their positions in the penalty kill. And before they can even get to where they need to be on the ice, he passes it to Nelson and he scores. It's unbelievable.
You have to respect him, right?
Yeah.
And there's a very small handful of players in the league where when they're barreling down on you, everyone's body language changes.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, remember that outdoor game clip with Alex Pietrangelo when he was on Vegas?
No. Only you are going to remember this very specific
can you just
outdoor
get into
game.
it? Don't ask us
clip.
anymore.
Yeah, no.
Just say
we don't
there's this
have
clip.
that kind of memory like you, Steve.
So Pietrangelo was mic'd up for the outdoor game, and he's the only person visible on screen, and you just hear him go, "Oh boy." And it's McKinnon.
Oh, yeah.
That's an
That makes
all-world
sense.
defenseman,
Yep.
and it's McKinnon coming at him, and I'm pretty sure he scored. Because what are you supposed to do?
Right, and yesterday in the power play, he's coming at you, and the defensemen are backing up. They're trying to get to where they need to be, and you're kind of scared.
And there's one of the hottest goal scorers in the world.
Yeah.
He's wide open because you had 5 seconds to put all that together, and it's amazing they're not top 10, top 5 in the league in power play.
It's very fun watching them, but did you want to rehash your argument where you said that Austin Matthews is so much better than Nathan McKinnon?
Hey, listen, it was something that I was keeping an eye on, right?
Yeah.
Matthews and McDavid, because of the Canada bubble especially, have had their battles, and McDavid's gotten the better of the Leafs recently, let's be honest,
Yes.
right? But, Matthews has his moments in that rivalry, at least. Whenever these two go head-to-head, it's kind of tough, man. There have been a number of times where I'm like, okay, and here's Austin's night. Here's Austin's moment. And sometimes the guy just has your number. Both of them actually kind of struggled a little bit, maybe compared to their usual standard. Matthews with that horrible penalty at the end of the third period almost cost you the game. Nathan McKinnon gives the puck away, does cost his team the game. that was one game where I think you could look at it and go, you know what? I think Matthews came out on top.
We'll give him the edge.
Yeah.
We'll give the results
wow.
anyway. Now, Bobby McMahon at the beginning of the second period, the Avs came out and had some pretty good scoring chances, and Bobby McMahon was able to grab the puck with about 2 minutes into the period, split the Colorado defense, which is, like we said at the beginning, like very, very fast.
Yep.
But he's faster, and I don't know if you guys knew this. He has registered the third fastest maximum speed of any other NHL player this year.
I believe it.
Who are the other two?
McDavid.
McDavid's one.
Has to be McDavid, yeah.
I was surprised by the answer.
Barzal?
Good guess, Jesse. Just throw a name out.
McKinnon.
Logan Cooley.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
That is
So,
very surprising.
Those are the three fastest top speed guys in a game so far this year. He blew by the defense, and they actually said it on the intermission. I think it was Elliot Friedman and Nick Kiprio saying that the chance to get Bobby McMahon under contract on something team friendly passed a few weeks ago. He is an unrestricted free agent, so maybe we enjoy it while we have it. And
He's making $1 million.
Yeah.
He's making nothing.
and he still surprises people with that speed.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed that people haven't caught on to it yet. Like, there's no game notes or nothing.
I think they know.
Bobby McMahon is like, I was actually thinking about this last night. Like, if you had the fastest skater competition for the Leafs, who would the race be between? And I think it's McMahon
Yeah.
and Nylander,
Yes.
personally. And
McMahon wins.
See, McMahon is faster straight away. Nylander's crazy on turns. I really like him on turns. So it's one or the other, but one of them makes 11.5. The other's Bobby McMahon.
Yeah.
Right?
And is
it's
it with the
crazy.
puck or without the puck?
Let's do one of each. I always like to think of these situations as I'm a billionaire and I get to fund whatever vanity project I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him do it more than once.
I think I've honestly always thought the skills competition needs to be with the puck.
I
Right?
agree with you.
Like the fastest skater at the All-Star game, like why are we doing it just, hey, go run? It needs to be with the puck. It's hockey.
I like
Give
that.
it to McDavid then.
Well, yeah,
I
isn't
think
that
that's
the
only
idea?
reason, that's the only reason he doesn't win it every year.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. But like the idea should be like we're determining the fastest skater in hockey.
Yeah.
So you got to skate with the puck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's still like McMahon straight away. You get into that foot race. Like I showed it last night in the LFR. Like there's a 3-way race when the puck is at the center ice line. McMahon is third of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like a solid 5-6 feet ahead of anybody by the time he's even taken the shot.
Oh yeah, I think it was Chris Cuthbert on the broadcast who mentioned that he took a couple strides before touching the puck to give himself that acceleration, and that's so smart in that moment to do that. You use your speed quickly, get the puck, and then you're just beating everybody.
That's what decided the game.
Yeah,
Right? Was Reed's. Cowan's goal is obviously luck. McMahon is a calculation that leads to a breakaway, leads to a goal. Matthews and really underratedly Riley had a nice little communication there that allowed Matthews to beat Manson for the third goal. And then in overtime, it's all three guys having the same idea at once, right? Matthews, OEL leading the charge, and Nylander made his decision to go for it before McKinnon did, and that was it.
Yep.
Right? They were really smart last night.
The rise of Bobby McMahon's been interesting too, because you look at his stats through, like, I mean, we could go all the way back to the AJHL, but we don't need to. He went to Colgate University. Where's Colgate University, Steve?
The toothpaste factory.
No. Where is it?
I have no idea.
Jesse, where's Colgate University?
New York, I believe?
New York. You
Yeah.
got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know that from March Madness.
He played
Yeah.
he played 4 seasons there, never got more than 14 goals. And you're talking about 30, 40 games a season.
He's got 14 goals now.
He's got 14
Wow.
goals now. He had 20 last year. He had 15 the year before, 24 with the Marlies and 21, 22, and was never, like, even with the Growlers, you know, he was a point-a-game player, and the Wichita Thunder, roughly a point-a-game, but not, you know, when you're at those levels, you expect guys to kind of blow the doors off. And it seems like he's come to the NHL and really for the first time in his adult life figured out how to score goals, which is usually something you figure out in smaller leagues.
I think one thing that we've seen kind of go away over the course of us doing this podcast, you know, over a decade, is if a guy isn't fully developed into what we expect him to be by the time he's 25, it's over. He's cooked. It's done. what McMahon has done since joining the Leafs as a pro is he's gotten better at something every year. You know, last year in the playoffs, the goal scoring was not there. The offense was not there. But there was a little bit of bang and crash that was sort of missing from his game badly. It wasn't enough, though, but you see a glimpse of it. But by the time the season rolled around, he still hadn't really done enough where you're like, you know what, Berube might be able to justify scratching him every now and then. He is the fastest straightaway player on the team. He's got a lethal enough shot that if he's one-on-one with a goalie, it's going in. I think his playmaking has gotten a little bit better. And he plays like an absolute jerk. Yeah. Like this is a guy you need on your team to win games.
And so often he's the first guy into a scrum. Do you remember who there was the one game we were complaining about them having no pushback, and he was the one guy who had pushback and laid a couple
There were
hits?
a few of those games.
I remember.
Yeah, and we came on the show and we were like, Bobby McMahon's the only one. Like,
could not tell you what happened, but yes.
That's a number of times this season, and that toughness is what we've asked out of the skilled players for so long for the Leafs, and Bobby McMahon is doing it. It's awesome.
And, you know,
he was also on the fourth line last night. Well, I think that's the important thing, too, right?
Did
like,
really well in the top six, got demoted, didn't mope. And then when his number came up, you know, Robertson goes down. All right, so we recorded 2 episodes in 2 days in Peterborough. You can check him out right here on the STPN YouTube channel. I highly recommend it. Steve Dangle here on the STPN YouTube channel. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Chris Peterson, too early to guess the headline, Vague Gassed Knights. Guys, like I was just talking to Drew, this game is not over. There's 40 minutes left. It's Vegas. Their games always feature one team blowing it, whether it's their opponent or them. And the Leafs might be, we don't know yet, down William Nylander and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who both left the first period early. So we'll see. Drew has a stat from Sportsnet Stats. Sportsnet's not even showing the game tonight. They just posted this out of the kindness of their hearts. For Mitch Marner per 60 minutes this year, goals are at a career low. Points lowest since 2018. Shots career low. Penalties drawn career low. Man, they dug deep for this. Takeaways career low. They dug deep for this. And ice time lowest since 2019. Now, it's a big transition for him. Vegas has had significant injuries up front. Like, I'm not just going to sit here as a Leaf fan and be like, washed. He's still going to get like 80, 90 points. Like, even if he continues this pace. But what's wild is with the Leafs, he played right wing the entire time. I can't think of a single game he played at, well, he definitely didn't play at center. And I can't think of a single game he played on the left wing. But as producer Drew points out, yeah, he did play defense. He legitimately played shifts at D in regular season games. Vegas had him on the left, which is weird enough. And now they got him center? That's hard, man. I wouldn't expect him to be lighting it up either. Like, that's really difficult. You could definitely argue that it's admirable. Nylander got hurt during the goal celebration? Oh, he just like kind of clipped his ankle on the boards. Funny. He's skating around, though. We'll see if he comes back to this game. And it's an ankle that he's already hurt. Oh, lovely. Is OEL? Okay, OEL's back out there. That's huge. That's huge. OEL has been a rock for the Leafs back there. We opened the period with an icing call against the Leafs just 8 seconds in. Robert, did you ever get an apology from the Leafs for stealing the Blue Room name? No! Those sons of guns. Face off in the Leaf zone. It's Matthews versus Eichel. Puck is dropped. Matthews wins that back. Not that like Nylander isn't. Leafs go offside. No whistle though. Not that. Okay, we're still trying to figure out if Nylander is done for the night. Is McMahon going to beat out this icing? He is not. Another icing against the Leafs. Nylander's obviously a huge loss, but like they've played very well recently without him. He's been crazy tonight. He's a huge reason why they're up 3-1. 2 points. Leafs PR just tweeted that Nylander's done for the night. Not great. But Oliver Ekman-Larsson, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't missed a single game this season. And he's 5th on the Leafs in scoring. I couldn't believe it when I looked it up. They didn't like that face-off. They'll do it again. Matthews versus Hurdle. Hurdle wins it, but too aggressively, and the Vegas Golden Knights have to go back and get it. Hannafin, White Cloud, Kolasar as he gains the zone. That's going to be a trip against the Leafs, against Jake McCabe. He's chirping Hurdle. Hurdle's basically, I think Hurdle's basically saying, like, I don't know, I just fell. I think his stick just got caught in his feet, and it is what it is. I almost took my first penalty in beer league the other day. I don't have a penalty yet. I know, Drew's can't believe it. They definitely could have called 1 or 2 against me in the summer, but winter I've been a good boy. But a guy blew by me and he stepped on my stick, but he just stayed on his feet because he's one of the strongest skaters in the league. But when he stepped, I went, "Ooh!" Marner has it. Canadian girl, thank you for the 5 SDPN memberships. Marner gains the zone. Stone, cross ice. Oh, what a poke check by Carlo. Vegas gets it back, though. Squeaky butt time here. Swatted away there. Vegas has to re-rack. Power play at home, 24.6% for Vegas, scoring almost a quarter of the time. Marner is getting booed pretty loudly here in Vegas. I think he just went offside, too. He did. 1:15 to go in this power play. Hey, Steve, what sandwich did you get from Sam's Place? Dude, there's this sandwich place in Peterborough that knocked all our socks off. I got the jerk turkey sandwich. That's one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. Sam's Place in Peterborough. Crazy. Crazy. Vegas gains the zone. They have it along the half wall. Matthews and Waugh battling for it. Vegas keeps it. It's behind the net. Eichel throws it in front. It's behind the Leafs net. Myers hard around. 2 minutes gone here in the second. Marner's getting booed so loud. Stone gains the zone. Marner. Stone. Eichel. Intercepted. Leafs going to try to turn this into a 2-on-1. They don't have the speed for it, but Lawton cuts. Tries to set up Lorentz, and puck's going to come right back the other way. Unlucky. 20 seconds to go. Eichel has it. Eichel. Theodore keeps it at the point. Hurdle. Stone. 2 Golden Knights behind the net. Stone tries to feed the point. It doesn't work. 5 seconds to go here. Theodore. Penalties killed, but here come the Golden Knights with speed. McMahon swats it out, and Nyes collects. Berube's got a little bit of... Oh, they call the Leafs offside there, so Vegas gets it. Berube has to do a little bit of line juggling with Nylander out. Battle in the corner. Braden Bowman. It's behind the net. OEL after it. OEL, good body. Gets it out, but Vegas keeps possession. Korzak. Hannafin. That's Marner. Riley Smith. Marner. Sets up Dorofeyev. Marner. Walking the blue line. Good interception from Robertson. And he gets around Mitch, but this is going to be icing. No, it's not. All right. I'm not sure why. Marner maybe got a piece of it. Korzak has it behind his own net. Did you see that? I don't know. Korzak. It hit something? Okay. I thought it was straight. Whoa! Puck goes into the stands again, right where it did the last time in the first period. Drew's asking if Leaf fans boo Marner more next week or less. I mean, it's got to be more, right? You would think so. But I also think he's going to get, like, it's going to be like Civil War in there. Like, people are, I hope he gets cheered during the tribute video. Like, okay, so Drew's got some good insight on this. Mikko Rantanen got booed every time he touched the puck in Colorado, but during the tribute video, he got cheered. Rantanen won a cup. Stetcher in his own end. If he's getting booed this loudly on home ice, what's Scotiabank Arena? Scotiabank Arena is going to be brutal, says Sedin Magic. Yeah, a lot of people thinking the same thing. I hope that's not the Leafs fans booing. We're better than that. Well, it's not Vegas fans. Wouldn't that be more concerning? I think that'd be way more concerning. Matthews, cross ice to McCabe. Gains the zone, puts it into the opposite corner for Domi. Domi tries to go in front. Matthews! Oh, stopped by Hill. Matthews with the long stick. Getting a nice chance there. Eichel hands it off. Almost a passing play goal there from Stone. Vegas still has it. Half wall. Good sticks from the Leafs tonight, but Barbashev holds the zone. Eichel's pass is intercepted. McCabe off the boards, and that'll go just out. Barbashev. Hurdle. Shot! That goes wide. Vegas keeps the zone, though. White Cloud. Pass off target. Vegas got the Leafs running around a bit here. On. Wool directs that into the corner. Hurdle. Still can't clear. This is a bit of a fire drill here. Bowman. Stop it, Wool! And the rebound is buried by Keegan Colasar. Vegas, once again, pulls to within one. Lots of hockey game left. Not even 6 minutes into the second. What I tell you, a lot of hockey left. Vegas games this year have been busy. Wool makes the first save. Can't find the rebound there. Yeah, Riley is on Colasar the whole time, and it accomplishes nothing. Yeah, that's not great. How do you see Marner's comeback to Toronto going? I honestly, I think he does pretty well. He's already got a point tonight. Game's not even half done. I don't think the boos are affecting him. Leafs clear the zone. Michelli, he's got eyes. Michelli. Myers stopped by Hill. Almost said Hill to be. God, can you imagine? That'd be a nightmare matchup. Deep in the Leaf zone now. OEL behind him. $13:33 to go in the second. Big battle in the Leafs corner. Tavares. Vegas has it behind the Leafs net now. Oh, Myers might have stopped a goal there. Leafs get out. Michelli gets it deep. Nye's after it, and he's battling White Cloud. No love lost there. Or sorry, that's Korzak. I saw a single-digit defender with a right-handed stick, and I took my chances. Lawton to Riley. On! That goes wide. Maybe looking for a deflection there. Lawrence does a good job finding Riley there. That was a nice pass. Cowan into the glove of Hill and held on to 12:49 to go in the second. Marner might be the Leafs version of Tavares getting booed every time he plays Toronto. Deserved or not, doesn't matter. Says 23 Plaster. Leaf Opstead. Honestly hope Marner gets cheered during the tribute video, sorry. Afterwards, on the other hand, that's up to y'all, Leaf fans. Honestly, isn't that the way it should be? You're a star for the other team. Boo! All right, here's a bunch of clips of him doing good stuff for the team. Hooray! All right, now you're a star for the other team again. Boo! I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. What are they going to do? Cheer? Drew's, yeah, man. Like, Marner, there's going to be clips of Marner off the ice with like young fans and flipping pucks to kids. And Marner's departure from Toronto is awful. And I've been highly critical of Marner. But you can't go through life allowing negative memories to completely negate positive ones. Like, I'm in an age now where like I've had lots of friends come and lots of friends go, right? And like some pretty significant ones. And I have so many positive memories of certain people. And I think about how they're not in my life anymore, and I get really sad about it. And sometimes it almost makes you resent the good memories. And I don't want to think about them anymore. But cherishing those memories, even though things ended badly, like that's a life skill. And it's a favor to yourself, I think. And maybe that's a little too deep. Maybe it's not that serious. But like yeah, it's easier when people leave on good terms. Like, listen, I'm not saying you can't criticize the man. You can. Unless you work for him. But you got to take the good with the bad. It's a generalization, but it's just true in life. You'll live a happier life if you're able to take the good with the bad. We're going to be like Islanders fans and yell, "We don't need you." Yeah, the difference is the Isles kicked the Leafs' ass in that game. And if you're losing and he does really well, you should maybe keep those cheers to yourself. Cherish the Costco gravy. Absolutely. Marner's positive memories never made the playoffs. Well, no, that's not true. He had some positive memories in the playoffs. They just weren't in clinching games. Eichel, that's stopped by Wool. Leafs still up 3-2, but it does feel like Vegas has had quite the counterpunch. Leafs missing Nylander. McMahon receives that at the Vegas blue line. Tries to muscle it to the front of the net. Lawton joining him. That's Matthews. Puck all the way down the ice, and that'll be icing against Vegas. 11-17 to go in the second period here. What would Clayton Keller think of all this booing and cheering stuff from the crowd? I'm not interested in Clayton Keller's opinion on what a crowd should be doing. You should just cherish being in front of one. How do you expect people to hear the whistle? Every sport has whistles, eh? You all right? Everything okay? It's going to be fine. Tavares. Oh, ref didn't want to redo it. Leafs come up with the puck. Michelli collects it. Tavares works it to the point. Down low to Michelli. Michelli, Tavares! Couldn't quite get it. Riley holds the line. Riley, Carlo, Michelli. Buzzing in the front of the net. Nice! Can't get the shot off. And now here comes Vegas. Barbashev gains the zone. Swatted away by Michelli. Michelli works it back. That's the right call. Carlo, Michelli. Riley in front. That sails over the net. I think it went off a stick. Tavares cycles down low. No Leaf there. Vegas, this is going to be icing again. 10:27 to go in the second. 11:02 p.m. This game started late, and it feels like there's a ton of whistles. Tell that to Islanders fans. You know what? It's easier to have the attitude that Islanders fans had and have with Tavares when you pulled off what the Islanders did. Everyone thought they were finishing last that year. Oh, Domi got that pass through to Matthews. That's behind the net now. Everyone thought the Islanders were going to finish last. And they, I think, went second round, third round. Matthews. Domi. Matthews. Behind the net. In front! That's a nice stop from Hill. Domi. OEL. Domi can't quite handle that pass. Matthews after it. Matthews gets it. McMahon. Myers. OEL. Myers. On. That's stopped and directed away by Hill. Stopped by Hill. Domi. Matthews. Oh, why don't you shoot that? Myers. Matthews. OEL. Oh, deflection. Matthews. Domi. Oh, good shift from the Leafs there, but Vegas is able to clear, and this goes to the side of the net, and that'll be icing against Vegas again. Matthews and Domi did a little bit of that after you. You know what? Matthews, I think, needs to give that to Domi. Domi's got the quicker shot there. Matthews has to pull it. Domi could have just whacked the thing. Leafs win the draw. It's Tavares. Riley. Chug behind the net. Michelli falls down. Riley scampers back on D. Tavares had him covered. Oh, Ekman Larson. That'll be icing against Vegas again. Holy cow. SLS, what level of booing will Marner get last week? I don't think this game is quite the indicator you think it is. I think it's less. He's going to get cheered a lot. There's going to be like lots of kids at that game too, probably. You know, there's like phantom phone vibrations that you think you hear or feel. I constantly think I hear ref whistles, says Emo Jalapeno. Talk to a doctor about that. Tavares wins the draw. Michelli. Nice move to himself. Can't find a friendly stick, though, and Vegas will clear. Don't wait. Watch the penalty. Dorofeyev. Behind the net. McCabe. On from the point. Blocked. Michelli. Get it out. He does. Michelli battling Marner. He didn't play with him. Heather, thank you for 10 SDPN memberships. If someone gives you puck goes out of play again. If someone gives you an SDPN membership, be sure to thank them, eh? They deserve it. As we get a TV timeout here. Did Mark Stone make the Canada Olympic team? Man, I love him on the Leafs. He did, and yeah, he's incredible. He is incredible. Mark Stone, like early career Mark Stone was odd. He was a 6th round pick in 2010. Played one playoff game in 11-12. Got an assist. His first full season in the NHL, though. Like, it took him a while. Whether it was injury or splitting the season in the minors. He had a couple really good seasons in the minors with the Sens, but after being drafted in 2010, his first season where he played more than 20 games in the NHL was 14-15. Immediately puts up 26 goals and 64 points. But like for him to get the two-way respect, like the respect for his two-way game, that took a few years, it feels like. But he's been like a painfully consistent player. Like I'm just looking throughout his career. You'd never know it, but his career high was last season, 67 points, which doesn't feel like a lot. But how many 60-point seasons does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he's on pace again this year. Painfully consistent player. The difference between Tavares and Marner is it's clear Marner knew he was leaving for Vegas, but turned down trades to do so for at least a year. Yeah, that's not how Islanders fans see it, though. Islanders fans feel the same way. They think Tavares knew, and he screwed them. Some of them, anyway. Steve, I hope you get to stay at home with all the snow today. I did. Had the day off from work and shoveled all morning. I had to drive home from Peterborough last night, though. 12:30 to like 1:40. That was hairy as hell. Steve, it's my Nana's birthday on Chara retirement night. Happy Chara retirement night, Nana! Face off just outside the Leafs zone. Leafs come up with it. McCabe, the Stetcher. That hit the linesman. What did they... Oh, we got a hooking call. Coming against Vegas, question mark? It's Thomas Hertl going to the box for Vegas. This is, I believe, the Leafs' first power play of the night. Yeah, that's a Hertl into the hands of Lorentz. Gord Miller talking about how the Leafs power play has cooled off a bit. 2 for 14 in the last 6 games. And no Nylander, which hurts. Tavares, Michelli, Nyes, Riley, Matthews. Matthews doing everything he can just to hold the line, and he can't. Vegas sends it down the ice. Wool collects it. Riley. Michelli gets it to, just out of reach and Nyes. But the Leafs have it deep. Vegas comes up with it, and away they go. Eichel's going to take it for a walk here. Gives it to Stone. He's got a lane. Oh, what a stick from Riley. And now the Leafs have numbers. Here they come. Michelli. You got to get a shot here. He does. Stop at a blocker of Hill. Where's the rebound? Matthews comes up with it. Riley. Matthews on the one-timer. That goes wide. Michelli comes up with it. Hell of a counterpunch here. Nice. Matthews. You're only up 1 here, boys. You got to score. Tavares. Matthews. You definitely can't allow a shorty. Riley. Matthews. Nice. Michelli, wide open net, and I think Tavares stole the goal. He's like, I don't know. Michelli had a wide open net. Tavares got a piece of it. The Leafs scored the goal. Doesn't matter who picked it up. It was Tavares. The Leafs double up Vegas. They retake the 2-goal lead. 4-2, but really underrated good defensive play from Riley on what was quickly turning into a shorthanded 2-on-1. Eichel and Stone. And Michelli and Tavares having a laugh. Michelli, that might have been going wide. I don't think it was going wide. Matthews immediately was like, making fun of Tavares. Leafs out shooting Vegas 22-14. They're up 4-2. There's a lot to like here. But again, It's tricky holding on to leads against Vegas, especially in Vegas. They've had a lot of busy games this season, and you don't have Nylander, so this game is not over. Oh, in front! Robertson had a golden opportunity. OEL. Oh, Robertson wanted the one-timer. Wow, fires it. No one's there. Good defensive play in the neutral zone there by Waugh, though. Robertson just stays onside. Waugh. Oh, no! Wool's got to come out of the net to prevent the breakaway. Oh, and he just does. Almost a giveaway there to Dorofeev. That is not a guy you want to give it away to. OEL. Carlo. Gives it away at the blue line. This is Dorofeev. Marner at the point. Down low. On. Marner collects the rebound in front. Stop by Wool. 6:10 to go in the second. Vegas, oh boy, they got the Leafs hemmed again. One-timer from Theodore. That is slowed down and then stopped by Wool. Theodore at the point. Robertson doesn't have a stick. Long change. This is hell. One-timer. Stop by Wool. Not covered up. Waugh gets it down the ice. And Robertson better get off the ice immediately. Is this a high stick? Is that a high stick called against Vegas? I think it is. That's a godsend. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. I had to minimize the chat. I was having some sticking problems again. Yes, Drew. Wow. So Drew has the opening night lineup from my first LFR from 19 years ago. How many players could I name? Yeah, let's do that at second intermission. I love that. Renatmon, this week I learned of a reversible snow shovel on wheels, an electric snow brush. What the hell is it? An electric snow shovel / blower. All three of them would be handy today. You know what's dumb about guys? Is guys would be like, you're so pampered today with all your gadgets and blah, 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 blah. You don't really get that with kids, by the way. Like, technology for like kid stuff has improved. And if you tell a mom who has kids who are like adults now what you have for your kid, you see there's that urge to be like, oh, you're so pampered, but they stop themselves and they go, man, I wish I had that. Guys are just dumb. Heather, I think you should take a moment to be proud of your work. Look at how many of us aren't even Leafs fans in the building of a fun community. Look at how many of us aren't Leafs fans in here, building a fun community with hockey. You're the catalyst. So thanks to everyone at TSN. Thank you, Heather. What am I supposed to continue with the rest of the friggin' stream, man? Thank you. Hey, Steve, I appreciate you and all that you do and the podcast crew. Why is everyone being nice to me all of a sudden? I don't believe it. Made me love the Leafs, even though it's torture. Sorry about that. Wool covers it up. That'll be a D-zone draw for the Leafs. That's my fake cry. Usually gets a laugh out of my wife. 5:36 to go in the second period. Matthews wins that. McCabe, hard around. Stetcher can't catch up to it. Domi battling for it. Stetcher swats it out. Is this going to be icing? Also, what is the record for icings this season? Holy crap. It is not icing, though. Vegas comes up with it. To Eichel. Stone. Eichel and Stone are trying to put the team on their back. Stone in front. That's swatted away from Stetcher. I think he saved a goal. Matthews Deep in his own end to Stetcher. Airmails it, but it's hit out of play. Wow, that was a loud F-bomb. Was that Stone? I think it was, right into Mike Johnson's mic. 5:02 to go in the second. When is Leo going to his first Leaf game? He's been to 2. He went to New Year's Eve game last year against the Islanders. Leafs won 3-1. Lorentz had the game-winning goal. This is a sick goal. Reeves assisted on it. And this year, December 23rd, we saw the first post-Mark Savard firing game against Pittsburgh. So Leo's 2-0. Whitecloud puts that wide. Down low. Robertson took his time there, but gets out. Lorentz puts it back as the Leafs pass it around here. Leafs get it deep. No icing. Feels like a miracle in this game. 4:30 to go in the second. Holtz gets it deep for Vegas. Riley behind the net. He's going to have to fight for it. Carlo comes up with it off the bounce. Robertson almost gives it away. Holds on to it. Passes it to no one. Miscommunication. By miscommunication, I mean probably just a lack of communication. Tavares stays with it. Michelli. Tavares. That's blocked by a stick of Vegas. Tavares, good job preventing the quickness of the Vegas breakout. It's still deep in the Leaf zone, but he made life a little harder on them. Kolasar banging and crashing. That guy is strong. You saw that on the second goal. Nyes and Michelli get it out. Michelli tried to feed Nyes for the breakaway, almost had it. Kolasar hands it off. That's Bowman. Hurdle. At the point now. Vegas on. That goes way high. Michelli stays with it. Cameraman got fooled, and that'll be icing against the Leafs. If I got $1 million for every icing in this game, I would have so many millions of dollars. Generals are blatantly tanking. Thoughts? What, Oshawa Generals? What, are you new to junior hockey? That's how it goes by. After watching Tavares' video with his beer for assisting on Austin's goal, my friend was like, wow, Dangle's impression of JT is not far off at all. I know! And that'll be icing against the Leafs. Another $1 million for me. Renatmon. Yep. Look up EGO bristle brush versus power shovel. Also remote automatic snow blower. It's like a Roomba for snow. Yeah, that's a cool idea, but I don't think I would trust it. Vegas wins the draw in the Leaf zone. Marner can't find his man. Vegas stays with it. Nice. Tavares. Leafs escape with numbers here. Vegas defends with numbers. Hill directs it wide. Nice. He's pinned to the boards. Vegas is going to break out here now. Under 3 minutes to go in the second. Marner on the entry. He's got McCabe on him. In front. Stopped by Wool. Cowan. Robertson directing traffic. McCabe joined the rush there. Robertson doesn't do a very good job of staying with it. Vegas gets rid of it. Stetcher has it in his own end. Stetcher and Riley. Down the ice for Cowan. Battling. Robertson gets it from Wah. Robertson to Wah. Wah. Around for Cowan, who has a little bit of ice here. That disappears very quickly. Wah. Oh, don't give up the blue line there. Cowan. Loses the puck. And here comes Vegas. It's Bowman. Riley. Fans wanted a trip there. That was not a trip. Yeah, cameraman's having a tough time. Matthews in front for Cowan. Oh, he's stopped. Robertson. He's like zoomed in now. What's going on? Ekman Larson. That pass is deflected. Domi. He's zoomed in again. What is happening? Matthews. They're having a beast. Are they like wrestling the camera away from a fan? Domi. Can't quite get it to Matthews. Again, don't give up that blue line. McCabe, Riley. McCabe, Riley is deep in the zone. Domi is at the blue line. Matthews, that shot is deflected. McMahon after it. He's played hard. Domi helps create the turnover. McCabe, Stetcher, as the Leafs get a little bit of change in. Leafs had the Vegas zone for a minute. They just lose it. Under a minute to go here in the second. Leafs try to prevent the change from Vegas. It only works for a moment. And now here comes Eichel. He's really had legs here as the second has worn on. McMahon in his own end, getting a little late in his shift. He airmails it into center. Hannafin being chased by Waugh. White Cloud through the neutral zone. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Leafs with a 4-2 lead here in the second. McCabe. Don't turn it over there, Jake. Off the boards. Leafs can't clear. It's White Cloud. Again, they can't clear. It's White Cloud. Hard around. Stetcher, good read. And he'll allow the Leafs to get out. God, I love Stetcher. He gains patience. Gains center. Dumps it. That'll do it. Like for the period. There's still a few seconds left. But because of the good read there from Stetcher, the Leafs escape unscathed. The little things, man. The little things. And he prevented a goal earlier. The Leafs. No Nylander. After he got 2 points. No problem. It is 4-2 Leafs heading into the third, but like I said, Vegas games have a difficulty ending. They like to come back in games. They have trouble holding the lead sometimes. A lot of Vegas Golden Knights games go to overtime. This game is not done yet. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. What would your reaction be if Leo gets good enough to make the NHL but is drafted by the Bruins? I'd wipe tears with my Christmas presents. Although it is his money. He doesn't have to give me any of it. I guess I'll have to be a good dad. Nuts. Drew goes, you would paint your blue room yellow in 0.1 seconds. Glenn on the back of a NHL jersey. Glenn looks silly on the back of my beer league jersey. Our captain Fahad, he's friggin' awesome. I love watching him play, but we've been playing together recently, so I don't get to watch him as much, but he arranged to get us all our names or whatever we wanted actually on the back of our jersey. I didn't want Dangle. I wanted Glenn. Thank you for reminding me to text a picture of it to my dad. I was going to be nice, but you got weirded out. So here, you suck. Grab a coffee. Love from a Bolts fan. Thank you, Henderson. And 9 Goofy Goober. Call in sick from work next Friday to go to the Leafs Vegas game. Oh, you definitely should. Friend has an extra ticket and is inviting me. What? How is this even a question? Do it. What are you talking about? Drew. So Leafs lineup from their first game. It was against. Now, was it against the Montreal Canadiens or the Ottawa Senators? This is the lineup from my first ever LFR game. As an SDPN fan, go Leafs. As a Pens fan, boo. Less than half clicked like. That's not good. That's right. Click like. So, again, trying to come up with the lineup from the Leafs' first game that I did an LFR for. Matt Sundin. Right? Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sundin's last season as a Leaf was my first season with LFR, which is insane. Andrew Raycroft in net, yeah. And the backup that year. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get back to that. Oh, you don't have it? All right, well, it doesn't matter. You didn't play, so screw that guy. Oh, and who was it against? I'm gonna say. Oh, Drew said Ottawa. I was gonna say Montreal. Well, Ottawa. Okay. Sundin, Antropov. Incorrect. Oh dear. On- Only only one person had a point in this game. It was Sundin, and it was unassisted. Hilarious. Brian McCabe, Thomas Caberlet. Yeah. Put it on the screen for the viewers, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat. I promise. I promise. Actually, here, let me minimize so I can't cheat. There you go. Who the hell played up front with Sundin? Ponikarovsky? Correct. Okay, but no Antropov. So he must have been. Are you sure Antropov didn't play? He was definitely a Leaf that year. Okay, I guess he wasn't in the lineup. All right. He was a Leaf that year because I remember he had a really good game against the Rangers, and I was like, Antropov's better than Yager. Darcy Tucker. Oh my God, this is a really long time ago. I don't think your favorite Leaf is in this lineup. That's an interesting one. Kyle Wellwood. Kyle, that was your favorite Leaf? That's funny. He was awesome in video games too. Matt Stajan? That's 7. Was Ian White in the lineup? Yes. So now I'm thinking of guys from the FNUF trade. I don't think they had Mayers yet. They didn't have Hagman yet. I'm going to hate myself for 5 of these. All right. So I had McCabe, I had Caberlet. I don't think they had Komisarek yet. I don't think they had Boschman yet. I think they had Pavel Kubina. No? How many strikes do I get? Is that 2? You'll give me 5 strikes. All right. Nylander getting hurt on a goal celly is so crap. They're just showing a replay right now. I don't think Tim Brent was on that team. Stajan. Hal Gill. Okay, so here's what's crazy. There's a picture behind me of Sundin's 500th goal, which happened that year. I'm not looking at the picture, but I can picture the picture, and I can picture everyone in the picture. Jay Harrison. Okay, he wasn't in the lineup. He was on the team, though. I said Hal Gill. Chad Kilger? That's 10? Okay. Yeah. I'm missing 9. So I have more than half. I think that's pretty good. That was pre-Bozak. Christian Hansen was with the team, but he didn't play yet. He was with the Marlies. Yeah, let's throw to break. I tap. Oh, man, I missed Bates Battaglia. Wade Belak. Oh, Jeff O'Neill. Oh, man, that's a bad miss. Yeah. Michael Pekka. Man, he was a Leaf for a hot 5 seconds. Johnny Pohl. Alex Steen is the free space, and I'm an idiot. Okay. Alexander Suglobov, who they got, I believe, for Kenny Klee. Oh, and the last one, Steve Koulias' favorite Leaf, Andy Wozniewski. That's a great clip. The clip we're throwing to is Elias Pettersson potentially getting traded, as talked about on the CJ show, the Chris Johnston show. And let me just say, heading into the Olympics, heading into the trade deadline, if you're not listening to the CJ show, you're missing out.
Who's going to take on this contract at where it's at right now? I'm very intrigued at teams who might be interested in that player. When he's at his game, one of the best players in the league, but he hasn't looked like that right now.
He hasn't, but the one thing the Canucks are mindful of is that he's the kind of guy that leaves, gets a new start, and has a, takes off, and then everyone's like, why would you just give him away? So I you're right. For all the reasons that are right in front of us, that's a tough guy to move. I wonder about the Carolina Hurricanes, though. They did have discussions on Pettersson last year, and I think would be looking for some more impact players in their roster, and probably have a belief that if you plug him into their system and give them that fresh start and surround them with the players they have there and the environment they have there, that it could work. So that's just to name one team. There are other teams out there. The LA Kings are losing Anze Kopitar at the end of the year. You wonder about a fit there. I could see the Detroit Red Wings having interest in someone like Pettersson. I just don't know that the Canucks are going to be able to garner from any of those teams the kind of return that makes it make sense. And, they're not at a stage where they feel they have to move this guy, but they're listening on everyone. I mean, that's what comes through in Rutherford's comments to Patrick Johnston, is that, they are, there's no conversation they're not open to having. It doesn't mean they're going to take action on everything, but I think that they have to consider all potential avenues as they look to basically get a high draft pick this year and rebuild for the years down the road. So, it's too bad how things have gone for Pettersson, because I think his value is already diminished from where it was a year ago when these comments, or sorry, when this contract was first kind of being dangled out there, and yeah, he's not the asset he once was. But come on, look at his history. I mean, it's hard not to wonder that doesn't usually just disappear. But I don't know. I don't think anyone has an easy answer. Also, what why things have turned out as they have for him. So, he'll be reflected pretty well on the next trade board when it comes out, because it is a big name, but it's a massive contract, and I think there's risk involved for anyone who looks at seriously bringing him in.
3 years ago, Elias Pettersson was a 100-point player. 2 years ago, he was in the 30-goal plateau. In fact, he had 3 consecutive seasons where he was able to do that. If there's a player who, if you're a GM, you're hoping he finds a way to get back. Like, I get why you would look at Elias Pettersson and hope that he gets back if you get him. It's just good luck to moving on from that contract.
Well, and remember, it's hard to get impact centers in trades. Like, usually you have to be trading for somewhat diminished assets to do it. Like Pierre-Luc Dubois, when he got traded from LA to Washington, his stock wasn't particularly high. He'd signed in LA after the trade there. It didn't go well in that season. He'd already been through Winnipeg and moved on. He'd been through Columbus and moved on. Like he wasn't seen as a pristine asset at that point in time. But, I know he's been injured this season for a long time, but last year, his first year in Washington went great, right? He was a big part of the success the Capitals had, and the Capitals had to roll the dice a little bit on that trade. And I think it worked out. I mean, even Jacob Chychrun, right, has worked out great for the Capitals. And he'd been through the Ottawa spot, and, just probably sometimes when a player moves around a couple times, or their name's been in the rumors over the years, their production's dropping. I think it does take someone to show some belief in them to give them another chance. And sometimes, and I'm not going to go through and name all the times, sometimes you make that big trade to give someone the other chance and it doesn't work out. And then you just have a high priced player who doesn't perform well. There's probably a few that come to mind in the back of your mind when I say that. So, it can be a risk reward kind of proposition, but I still think Pettersson's young enough. It would be worth it, because it's hard to get an impact center, right? Like, who are the potential guys on the list? Like, they're all so much older than him. if Nazem Kadri ends up waiving his no move clause and moving, or someone like Braden Shen in St. Louis, I mean, these are centermen that could be had. Maybe Ryan O'Reilly, although with the Predators playing as well as they have of late, that becomes less and less likely. But there's not an abundance of players that you would drop in your top 6 as a center that can even be possibly traded for at this point in time. But the fact that Pettersson's one of them, I think that's why teams will take a long, hard look at least considering if it makes sense.
While we're on the subject of potential trade options, could I have a penny for your thoughts on 2 other names that have been on your board, Rasmus Andersson and Artemi Panarin? You hearing anything about those 2?
Yeah, I mean, Anderson, it's so funny. This has kind of been a back and forth at times that maybe he might sign. His name was obviously pretty seriously involved in trade discussions last year in the offseason that didn't quite materialize. I do think that the Flames are moving closer to probably finding resolution there in terms of, sending him somewhere. There's risk with the kind of guy he is. I mean, he's playing hard for anyone watching closely. Like, he engaged in a fight in Columbus this week.
I heard about that, yeah.
By the nature of his game, he's blocking shots and not afraid to get involved physically. And so I think at a certain point, if you're the Flames, there becomes the risk, and it's not just with him, but when you have a pending UFA, if he suffers a significant injury, I mean, you end up potentially not getting anything. And so, that seems like a situation that's going to come to a conclusion sooner than later. What's interesting with Anderson is, do they find him a place where he's willing to sign an extension and sort of build that into the price of what they're getting back? Is that a smart thing to do? It can be more complicated. You're involving, giving the other teams permission to talk to the agent. Maybe they can't reach the deal they want. Then does that blow up a trade? It's certainly a little cleaner and easier just to trade him as a UFA, but then you're probably not getting as much back. So that's something for Craig Conroy to navigate, because it's not believed that Rasmus is going to just sign anywhere in terms of, long-term into the future. So, we'll see how that all goes down. But I think, certainly he's a player that could see him move sooner rather than not. Who was the second guy? Sorry.
Artemi Panarin of the New York Rangers.
Well, Panarin, the Rangers are getting closer and closer by the day. I mean, they're at the bottom of the conference as we're recording this, to where they're going to have to, I think, commit more fully to being sellers. Panarin has full control here. And so there's still a conversation that needs to happen with his agent and where he might play. But, you can start to look at places that make sense, places maybe where there's other Russian players. He's got to be the most impactful potential player, available, or that it's expected to become available. But, it's hard to know what he's going to want. Does he want to move on? Does he just play this out and go right to free agency? I mean, that's still not totally clear. I don't think the Rangers have got to the point where they're fully selling him just yet. But obviously the Hawks are circling a little bit. It's pretty clear that the Rangers, just this season's been tough there, and they need kind of their own little reboot, so to speak. And so, I don't think, any contract talks that happened with Panarin didn't get anywhere too quickly early in the season. So it's not likely at this point an extension's coming. I mean, he's going to get another big money deal, I believe. And so, that's kind of where things stand. It's just, and only he knows where else he might play this season, like where he would waive a trade to. And I think that'll come into a little more clarity as time goes along.
By the way, and feel free to tell me off otherwise, when you said the Hawks are circling, you meant generally teams are circling and not Chicago.
Yes. I meant other people. The Seagulls are circling, not any.
I just want that clear because
yeah. No,
the aggregators out there might hear something different.
No, thank you for that point of clarification. Yes, the Seagulls are circling. They see some food down there on the beach and they're like, "Hey, can we go get some of that?" So I was not linking him to that particular team.
They're just yelling, mine. Anyway,
that'd be interesting though if he went back to where it all started. Right? There's the history.
Fun. Yeah, that would be a fun option. But to be clear, he wasn't necessarily pointing that. Hey, if it ends up happening for whatever reason, you could always be like, see, I told you. You could always feign ignorance and be like, yeah, I was actually telling you. But
it's the Seagulls, not the Hawks.
the Seagulls. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about a player who was on your last trade board who I didn't ask about before I move on to Braden Point?
Let's move on to Braden.
And then I ate the bowl. Hey, Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell your friends. Puck is dropped for the third period. Leafs up 4-2. Yeah, get rid of that graphic. Leafs up 4-2 here to start the third, but I've said this many times tonight. Vegas games have a difficulty ending. They come back a lot. They blow it a lot. They go to overtime a lot. Matthew Nice passes off target. Vegas dumps it. Jono says Stetcher does little things, large impact, butterfly effect. I don't disagree with that at all. Here's Stetcher right now. Off the boards. Finds McMahon. Finds Matthews. Gains the line. Domi. Matthews. Domi. No, it goes around for McMahon. Now the Leafs got to back up. This is going to be a partial 3-on-2. Eichel hands it back. Pass is blocked. I don't think a single one of those hit Wool. Stetcher gets it to Domi. Domi drops it for Austin. Austin passes it to himself. Now to the point. On from OEL. Domi in front to Matthews. Oh, if he got rid of that sooner, who knows? Hard around. Leafs can't hold it. 90 seconds gone in this third already. Shots 22-20 for the Leafs. And that is going to be ice against the Leafs. 18-18 to go in the third. You want to keep it out of the D zone. Most third period comeback wins this season. The Leafs are tied for second with 6. Vegas, just like I told you, has 7. They just showed that on the TSN broadcast. D-zone draw. That's a good win from Nick Waugh. Leafs. Cowan gets out. Gets it to Waugh. Waugh's such a giraffe. He's huge. Deep in the Leaf zone. They just... Oh, no. They just blew the play dead. Cowan is taking a high sticking penalty, and wow, that was a very emphatic F-bomb from Craig Berube. Oh, that's brutal from Cowan. Buddy, it's not even close to a stick check. And 200 feet from your net, not good for the kid. Yeah, Berube very upset on the bench. And you better hope they kill this kid. Marner. Vegas. They score. Pavel Dorofeyev. 6 seconds. That was it. And Marner picks up his second point of the game here. And now with 17:50 left to work, Vegas is within 1. Berube shaking his head, and I will be shocked if Cowan plays another second in this game. Dorofeyev's got such crazy finish. Like, off the end boards, and he just pokes it. Marner might have done that on purpose. It was deflected wide. Oh, Berube is pissed. Berube is... I thought he was less scary when he was yelling. Yikes. Stetcher. Drew's like, yeah, it's like going home to your parents after you know you've done something wrong. That was me when I got my first speeding ticket. I was 18, I think. And my shift ended at like 5 or something. I was working at the zoo. And it's like 7:30, might have even been 8. My boss comes down. He finds me still working. He's like, dude, what? Your shift ended. Like, I'm not paying you overtime. And I was like, I clocked out. I just don't want to go home. and I explained why. And he's like, well, you're not supposed to do that. Like, you're in a union. Stop by Hill. And I ended up going home, and I think my parents understood. Huh. Our son is 2 or 3 hours late for dinner. I think he feels bad. My dad goes, hey, Mario Andretti. Yeah. He took it easier on me than I thought. Hurdle wins it back in his own end. Vegas airmails it. That's a high stick from Matthews, and so we'll get a face-off. Is that 2 power play goals for Vegas? I think it's 2 power play goals for Dorofeev. Or no, the first one. It was him? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the one-timer. Center ice draw. Matthews, McMahon, gains the zone, flings it around for Domi. Domi's been all around it tonight. Kolasar gets that pass to Bowman. It's deep. Kolasar going after it. He's got OEL to contend with. That guy's so strong. And he really activates during the playoffs, too. I love watching Kolasar in the playoffs. I don't think Drew does. Although, how many times has Vegas played Colorado in the playoffs in this era? Have they? Did Colorado beat them? Ooh. Vegas beat them in 6 after Colorado was up 2-0. All right, I won't bring it up again. Sorry. Here comes Vegas through the neutral zone. Dorofeev. His pass is picked off. Wah. He finds Cowan, who has a lane shot. That goes just wide. You're lucky to be on the ice, kid. You got to make up for it. 6:15 to go in the third. Or low. Almost said Cowan. Riley airmails it. White Cloud. Whoa, that landed dangerously in front of the Vegas net. Vegas has numbers here. They just dump it. Wool. Mishandled it a little bit. Stetcher gets it to McMahon. McMahon cross ice. McCabe helps get it to Lorentz. Lawton. Reminder, William Nylander left this game early with an injury that he suffered during his goal celebration. It's a tough way to go. It was nothing, too. He just bent his ankle kind of funny. Leafs got to change in. So does Vegas, but Vegas has the puck. Shot. Whoa! Stopped by Wool. Couldn't handle the rebound, so he flicked it away. Nice. Whoop! Domi. Can't quite get to it. Myers. Around for Nyes. Get out. OEL. Domi. OEL had Matthews. Has Nyes! Oh, what a play! Can't get the shot off. And this might be icing. It is icing. Stetcher beats out Eichel. Wow. You would like Nyes to shoot there. There have been a number of times tonight where the Leafs, some of the big guys too, like could have shot and didn't. Matthews, Nyes. I want to say Domi's had one. Oh, what a move from Nyes. His hands for a big man are insane. Tavares, ozone draw, wins it. Michelli. 2 assists for Michelli tonight. Myers, they just said on the broadcast. Puck in the Leaf zone. Tavares through the neutral zone. Hands it back to Michelli. On. Stopped by Hill. Directed wide. Here comes Marner. He's got Dorofeev with him. Hands it off to Hutton. That is blocked. Marner comes up with it. One-timer. Where does that go? That went out of play. It was Riley Smith with the 1T. 14-17 to go in the third. I'm telling you, this is an eternity of time remaining. Yeah, the Leafs had a really good first period shot-wise. They haven't generated nearly as much since. Did that hit Wool in the head? Oof. Wool almost ducked out of the way of that. Almost pulled Reimer from last year, one of the games in Sweden. Who was it? Detroit versus Ottawa. Reimer's in net for Detroit. There's like 5 seconds to go in overtime. Stützle just blasts it, and Reimer kind of ducked. Leafs had 15 shots in the first. They've had 9 total since. Thank you, Drew. Jeez. Wool has a... Is that a backup mask, or did they fix his regular one? It looks like his regular one. It's not really something you pay attention to until you need it, right? (14-17) face off in the Leaf zone. Vegas comes up with it. It's Marner. Marner on. Where's the rebound? There it is. Ah! It's behind the Leafs net now. Korzak. Marner trying to catch up to it. It's in the corner. Stetcher taken down. Stetcher gets right back up. McCabe down the ice to Robertson. Partial break. He didn't get both hands on it. Just flicked it on. It's a shot on goal. Get that SOG. Robertson muscled off the puck. But it's in the general, not near the Leafs net. So we'll take that. 13:30 to go in the third. Here comes Kolasar. Kolasar driving the net. Directed wide. Hurdle battling Riley. Tavares in there to help. Hurdle and Riley. On. That goes wide. Kolasar and Ekman Larson have had some battles tonight, and they're in another one. Kolasar. Hurdle. Kolasar. That goes wide. Hannafin. Nice. Tries to get it off him. There's Hurdle being double teamed. Michelli. Get it out. And they do. Surely this won't be icing. Hannafin collects it in his own end. It's getting loud in this building. Eichel flips it in on Wool, who whacks it wide. Myers down the ice, out of reach of his teammates, but no icing. Lozon picked off by Matthews. Myers in his own end. Gets it to center. Vegas dumps it as they re-rack. Wool, Myers. Geez, Myers makes Wool look tiny. It's a big man. Myers. Matthews. They don't call it offside. Leafs have it. Oh, pass almost gets through to Matthews. Myers' shot is stopped by Hill. And here comes Vegas. It's Eichel. Domi creates the turnover. That's going to be icing, though. 11:40 to go in the third. Been ignoring the chat. Salazar says, love this team is ruining my life. I love you. Cowan, you better not head back to the room, buddy. This is now have a sleepover with Steve Dangle. I love watching from Scarborough. Hell yeah. As an Italian American, do Italian Canadians have unique slang? Ooh. I'm going to pull the chat for that one. I actually don't know the answer. It's a good question. You know what I'd be curious about? Like, do Italian Americans come from a certain part of Italy more than Italian Canadians? Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, do more Italian Canadians come from like Calabria or something. Like I don't friggin' know. As a Canucks fan, I'm going to hitch my wagon to the Leafs this season since the Canucks are tanking for McKenna. Go Leafs, go. I'll take it. Steve, I'm a hockey/baseball fan. Hockey is rigged in Florida's favor thanks to Colin, and the Dodgers sign every player. One commissioner is a dinosaur. The other called his trophy a piece of metal. Help me like sports again. Stick with me. You'll like sports. Face off in the Leaf zone. Matthews wins that. Off the glass, not quite out. Leafs still not out. McCabe gets it out. McMahon kicks it into Vegas' zone as his line looks to sub off. Dorofeev. Pass off target. Leafs clear. Fortuitous bounce. Leads to a 2-on-1. Nice. Lawton scores! Scotty Lawton finishes off the beautiful play with Matthew Nyes. They retake the 2-goal lead with 11:02 to go. What a fortuitous bounce in the neutral zone. Let's see what happens here. Off the wall, it's just off target. It goes off a leg. Riley's clearing attempt goes off a leg. Lorentz, Nyes, cross ice to Lawton. It's not even that well placed of a shot. Hill does, I think, get part of this. Oh, it goes under his glove. What a pass. What a finish. 5-3 Leafs. The only decent commissioner, Roger Goodell, says Sean. Ooh. Drew, comment? Vegas down the ice, I think. Nope, no icing there. Drew goes, Riley in a battle with Bowman. Nyes takes it. Shovels it to OEL. Down the ice, that won't be icing. 10:35 to go in the third. You think Adam Silver's supposed to? Yeah. But even he's done some cool stuff. I mean, everyone's going to have scandals, right? Like the Clippers one is bad. It's crazy. The NBA is just like, nah, it's not a thing. Like what? Yes, it is. Anyway, Hannafin gains the Leaf zone. In deep, that's a high stick on the Leafs, and they're going to blow that dead for a face-off. Yeah, the NHL employs Colin Campbell. You're not wrong. Lawton can't leave until retirement. Holy, yeah, dude, I would love to see him sign an extension. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. St. Louis to the max. That goal helps. Thanks, Steve. Seriously, thanks for all the great content. Mwah, thank you. Mwah, as we are at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Closing in on midnight, baby. 10 of 20. My family is from Reggio Calabria. Most Italian Americans that I've met, meaning a lot of them, are from southern Italy. Congrats. My family's from southern Italy. Congrats on the goal as well. Grazie. My family is from Apulia di Foggia. Oh, hey, oh. Drew, you're Maltese? You're half Italian. No, I'm thinking of another guy I know. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you're half Italian. What region, can I ask? Siciliano. Oh, shit. Why'd I swear? There's no need for that. I've been losing my voice a lot less this season, but my voice has been cracking like crazy. I sound like Dutch Vanderlyn, man. Leafs. If you go watch my first LFR or videos from my first season, I don't have the same voice. Like 19 years of doing this has changed it. Sean, unfortunately, the NFL has one thing in common with the NHL. Player safety is a joke. They ruined Tua. They ruined Tua by letting him play after concussions. Yeah, I remember following along with that stuff. Wow. Drew's going, you can't force a player not to play. Yeah, you can. Like, that's what concussion protocol is, right? In the NHL? No, you're not taking money away. He cleared protocol? Well, then I'm just going to have to take your word for it because I obviously don't know enough about the situation. Face off in the Leafs end. Domi gets it to Matthews to Stetcher in front of his net and down the ice. Oh, McMahon. If he wasn't flat-footed, would have had a break. Bodies all over the place. Stetcher, a little out of position here. Hopefully someone's covering. They aren't. It's a 2-on-1. Oh, what a save from Wool. They try to tuck it. The puck is loose, and it's in. I think the Leafs just put it in their own net. Mark Stone, and this is going to be an interesting conversation. I think the Leafs are going to look for goalie interference. I don't think it's going to work. Jake McCabe having a conversation with the ref. 9:46 to go in the third. Vegas looks like has taken or brought themselves to within one. Let's see what happened here. Eichel to 2-on-1. Cross ice. What a save from Wall. I mean, Barbashev is standing on top of Wool, but Wool is well out of the net. Yeah, that's a real interesting conversation. It is loose the whole time. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's McMahon who puts it in. Barbashev does kind of move him. Yeah, Drew's making a good point, though. Like, you're going to get a penalty if you challenge this, and then Vegas already has 2 power play goals. Yeah, they don't challenge. Vegas is within 1. I told you they have busy games, the Vegas Golden Knights do. I cannot believe the over-under was set at 5.5. Here comes Hannafin now. That goes wide. Riley around. Free $20 for Drew. Oh, you did the over? You put $20 on over? Man, I just don't like they call me $2 Steve for a reason. But congratulations. How much you win? Oh, 20. It was an even bet. Oh, my bad. My bad. Under 9 minutes to go here. Puck behind the Leafs net. Busy. Whoop! Puck squirts in front. Nice. We'll skate it out. He's attacking Theodore straight up. Chips it in for himself. No icing. In front to Michelli. Tavares gets the rebound. It's all over the place. Marner plays it back. Dorofeyev in the neutral zone. McCabe brings that down with his glove around for Stetcher. To Tavares. Oh, you got to clear that, Johnny. Stetcher can't clear it. You need to get that over the blue line, man. I know you want possession. You got to get that over the blue line. Lorentz off the glass and out. Lorentz going after Whitecloud. Avoids the penalty. Body's changing. The bench is a busy area right now. Someone's stick broke. I think that's Eichel. Riley almost turning it over. He hits it out over the blue line. A bit of a panic poke there, though. Whitecloud being chased. Lawton helps create a turnover. Lawton and Waugh out there at the same time. Berube's gone full blender here with Nylander off. Eichel knocked down mid-stride. They want a penalty there. They don't get it. Fans booing. Marner doesn't have the puck. What are you doing? Up the ice. It's Eichel. Cross ice. Finds his man. Stripped. McMahon has it. He chips it in. He had Domi with him. Battling lows on. Oh boy, here comes Vegas with some speed. It's Kolasar. Shoots that. It goes wide. He had a good size mismatch there on Stetcher. I thought he should have gone for it. He's got it now. Hurdle. In front! Stopped by Wool. Rebound is stopped by Wool. It was batted out of midair. Matthews looking for it behind his own net. OEL helps come up with it. Matthews. Leafs can't clear. It's Hannafin. Vegas falls down. Leafs can't clear. Riley Smith keeps it alive. What a play. It's in the feet of OEL. Matthews, get it out. Domi airmails it into the neutral zone. This is crazy. And you wonder if the dam is going to break. Riley Smith. His pass is off target. Vegas gets it back. One-timer. That pass is fanned on. Stetcher. Get Smith in front of the net. Holy. Stetcher. Squirts it loose. Domi gets it down the ice. Is that going to be enough for icing? Ref says no. Hannafin dogged it. 5:45 to go in the third. That's a millennium of time. Shots 28-29 in favor of Vegas. Eichel in the neutral zone. That's offside. 5:29 to go in the third. TV timeout. Thank God. Leafs needed that break. So did I. Who do you think will play first, Joshua or Tanev? Joshua. Hi, Steve. If you had to buy a new jersey, and it had to be either Lawton or Stetcher, who would you choose? Whoever signs first. I love both guys. Anyone who took the under needs to reevaluate their life decision, says James Semler. LFR title, Live, Laugh, Lawton. Sign him, please. Hey, this game isn't done yet. Steve, doesn't Lawton remind you of Gary Roberts? To me, he brings that element. I understand what you're saying. They're very different players, but I understand what you're saying. Like, in terms of, like, what he makes you feel, yeah, but, like, I think you're forgetting how electric Gary Roberts was. My first message was missed, I guess. Oh, shoot. Just got a copy of my hockey rants and raves and just want to say thank you for being you, Steve. Thank you, Josh. Mwah. Thank you for buying best-selling book, Hockey Rants and Raves. JGD, welcome to STP VIP ad-free. Sean, I think they meant both teams for the over-under 9.5 total. We're almost there. Holy. Is that the last TV timeout of the third? I wonder. All right. Cameras on Bowman. Braden Bowman. They came back a little early. They're still cleaning up the ice here in Vegas. Leafs up 5-4. This has been a circus. Face-off is at center ice. It's Matthews. It's Eichel. Hell of a matchup. Matthews wins it back clean to McCabe. Turnover. Eichel attacking with speed. Drops it. Oh, Vegas! That goes off a stick and out of play. 5:19 to go in the third. Vegas has the most comeback wins in the NHL with 7. Leafs are tied for second most with 6, but that doesn't matter on account of they're the ones with the lead. That's a great read from Eichel. Holy. You almost wonder if he lost the faceoff on purpose. Faceoff in the Leaf zone. They win that one. Stetcher. Up the ice. McMahon chips it. This will be icing. 5:10 to go in the third. It's one thing if you win a lot of faceoffs. That's good, obviously, but this is not the time to be icing the puck. Eichel versus Matthews again. Faceoffs 38-24 in favor of the Leafs, but all it takes is one. Matthews wins that clean back to McCabe. McCabe clears it. This is just going to be icing again. And that took 8 seconds off the clock. All right. Eight seconds. And there's 5 minutes and 2 seconds to go. I don't know if the strategy is going to work. At some point, you're going to have to get rid of it clean. Matthews versus Hurdle. Hurdle. They said won by Matthews. I'm not sure about that. Leafs can't clear. I think it goes into the Leafs bench. 5:46 to go. 11 minutes after midnight here on the East Coast. Why do they call Toronto the East Coast? It's not. Eastern time zone, yes. You got a long way to go to the coast. It's like a 2-hour flight to the coast. Leafs come up with it off the draw. Riley. Riley. Good job there. Almost a turnover. Vegas has it in their own end. Leafs smothering. Riley. That won't be icing. Vegas plays it around. It's in the neutral zone. 50-50 puck is knocked in by Eichel. Wool to OEL, off the glass and out. Hannafin. 4:20 to go in the third. Way too flat-footed there from the Leafs in the neutral zone. Vegas in front and they score! Off the rush! Dorofeev hat trick. And was that Marner with the assist? I think it might have been, and Vegas ties it. What I tell you, 4:10 to go in the third. The Leafs might be challenging for offside here. Let's see. Ooh, hard to tell from that angle. That was Marner on the assist. I believe that's his third point of the night. Oh, boy. Gord Miller thinks they're challenging. Well, it's definitely not Marner. So it would have been on the other side of the... Oh, was it Smith? They are challenging. So the Leafs don't challenge unless they're dead sure when it comes to offsides. Toronto's using their coach's challenge. Now, listen, if they don't win this challenge, they're dead. Because it's a tied game 5-5. They've already given up 2 power play goals to these guys. You don't want to be wrong here. Yeah, Marner is definitely not offside. Wow. That's the quickest review I've ever seen. Offside. And someone is missing a hat. They put 3 more seconds on the clock, 4:13. Let's see the angle. That's the fastest offside challenge I've ever seen. They're actually handing a hat back to a guy. I've never seen that before. Who was it? Dorofeev on the near side. They keep calling him Dorofeev. Oh, not by much, but he is offside. And now the Leafs are in the O zone, still up 5-4. Waugh around for Lawton. It's Waugh, Lawton, and Lorentz. Marner gets it deep for Vegas. Stetcher. Vegas has it at the blue line. Waugh. Great job, Waugh and Lawton. Leafs looking to change here, but Vegas has the puck. You got to watch out. Back to Smith. Down low. McCabe comes up with it. Pass that. Get it out. Air mails it to Domi. Domi bats it down with his stick. Good job. McMahon. 3:20 to go here. Leafs keep the 1-goal lead. Matthews tries to get it to the point. Doesn't work. Domi does. Carlo gets it deep. Leafs kind of ragging the puck here. OEL. Oh, one-timer from Domi is blocked. Matthews behind the Vegas net. To a Michigan. Domi. Under 3 to go now. Domi cross ice. What a feed. OEL goes wide. Domi. McMahon. Carlo. OEL. This is a great shift. Carlo. That's deflected wide. Eichel comes up with it, and now the Leafs are going to get a change in. Eichel up the ice to Stone. Stone gains the zone on his own. I didn't even mean to rhyme like that. Tavares. 2:30 to go here. At some point, Hill's going to get pulled. Nice. Just out of his reach. Michelli's out there. My heart is pounding. Vegas gains the zone. Stetcher is going to curl back. Oh, he gets lit up. That was Kolasar. Leafs clear it, though. Here comes Bowman. He's had a very good game. Hit to the ice by McCabe. Michelli off the glass. Not out. It's Theodore keeping it in. Carlo. Under 2 to go. Leafs to Michelli. He gains center and dumps it. Hill still in net for Vegas. Whoa! He just laid a hit on Lawton. He just laid him right out. Here comes Vegas. He laid Lawton right out. Lawton's back in the play now. Hill now on the bench. And Eichel blows the zone. 80 seconds to go. Dorofeyev. Stopped by Wool. Big rebound. Didn't need to be. Matthews. Good stick handling. Gets it out. No icing. 1:10 to go in the third. Eichel. Wool. Off the glass. Out. Nyes is going to put pressure on Hannafin here, but not too much. 6-on-5. Under a minute to go in Vegas. 1-goal game. 5-4 Leafs. Vegas leads the league in comeback wins. Let's see what we get. Puck goes out of play with 44.2 seconds to go in the third. This game is electric. My heart, bida-ba, 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 bida-ba. Oh, Drew, don't you spoil it for me. Drew's like, oh, what if Marner ties the game with 16 seconds left? Well, 93 seconds has already passed. 44.2 seconds to go. This is a timeout for Vegas. Is that Joel Ward? Joel Ward. Where have I been? He's been the assistant coach of the Vegas Golden Knights for, this is his third season, after spending another 3 seasons with the Henderson Silver Knights. All right. Face-offs 42-24 for the Leafs, but like I said, it only takes one. Matthews against Eichel, and Eichel comes up with it. Marner, Eichel, down low, Stone behind the net, tries to put it in front. Eichel, shot, that's blocked. Matthews knocks it wide. Wool stops it, under 30, under 25. Marner, Theodore, Marner, Eichel, 15 seconds. Marner, Eichel, down low. Eichel, in front. They score! Thomas Hertl with 7 seconds to go in the third. And the Vegas Golden Knights, who lead the league in comeback wins, tie it with 7 seconds to go. If you just tuned in, you missed it. If you've been watching all night, you know I've been banging this drum since the first period. No game with the Vegas Golden Knights is ever over. What a game. 5-5 here, and Hurdle tipped that perfectly. And that was it. If they don't score there, game's over. If that goes wide of the net, game's over. But if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we wouldn't be heading to overtime. Stetcher off the boards, and that'll do it. Guess what? We're going to overtime here in Vegas. What did I tell you all night long? Oh, no. Drew's throwing a $2 Steve on Marner. Heather sent 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. Friday morning hockey, says Henderson. Probably a good thing for me. This game is on Friday, not a Saturday, because my mom is a diehard 49ers fan, and she would unalive me if I dared to switch it off. I hate the Knights jerseys. They look too much like the Bruins jerseys. Oh, geez, my feed just crashed. Read this message. F word, F word, F word. If you had to get a Leafs player jersey from 08-09 to 2011-12, who would it be? I probably wouldn't get one. Or Tim Brent. That's a very good goal. Really, really, really good goal from Hurdle. Trying to tweet out overtime. Now, Drew, I don't want you to say a word to me during overtime. Yeah, no, you didn't tell me they tied it. That's true. Maximum Domi goal incoming, says Ghost of War. We will see. Vegas looking for their 8th comeback win of the season. We're barely over halfway through the season. It's crazy. Or their 13th overtime loss. Thank you, Drew. Tavares is out there with McCabe. And I didn't see who the other Leaf was. They got Eichel and Theodore. And Stone. Well, Drew, I don't think either team is very good in overtime here. Are the Leafs? Do they have a winning record in overtime? I want to say they're 500. Golden Knights are 6-6. I want to say the Leafs are 4-4. So it's Matthews out there with Tavares and McCabe. Leafs are 6-6. Oh, they're both 6-6. No. Leafs are 6-6. Vegas is 5-7. How dare you? They've both played 12 games, though. And that does not include all the shootouts. McCabe being chased by Stone. Matthews. Nyes on for Tavares. Nyes attacking Theodore one-on-one. Curls back as McCabe subs off for Riley. Nyes to Matthews. Take a deep breath. Matthews gains the zone. Hands it off to Nyes. Matthews one-timer. Horrible angle. Doesn't get much on it either. Riley in a battle. Nyes, good coverage. Matthews subs off. Stone will go off too. Nyes tried to take advantage of it. Didn't work. Marner is on for Vegas. This is why you watch hockey, folks. This is why you watch hockey. Nyes going to sub off. OEL fakes the dart up the ice. He passes it to Michelli. Michelli gains the zone. He has Tavares with him. OEL goes to the net. Watch it. Watch it. Michelli. OEL. Tavares. Leafs are vulnerable here. Tavares cuts. Oh, that would have been nice. Michelli. Curls on Dorofeev. That's going to be a turnover. McCabe and Matthews come on for the Leafs. Michelli, you got to switch off, bud. Yeah. Go. He goes off. I think that's Cowan on the ice for the Leafs. Marner hands it off. Here comes Eichel. Marner stays out with him. I think he's subbing off. Eichel. Theodore. Stone. Whack! That hit the outside of the post, the slap shot. Eichel has it to Theodore. Stone. Swatted by McCabe. Here comes Cowan. He's got McCabe with him. Cowan curls at the blue line as the Leafs get new bodies. It's Matthews again. 2:45 to go in overtime. Cowan. This is a big show of faith here from Berube. Cowan took a tough penalty in the third. Led to a goal against Matthews. Chips it to Cowan. Gets around his man. Cowan hands it off. Riley misses by a mile. And now it's a 2-on-1 the other way for Vegas. Theodore hands it off. Whacked wide. Eichel, game on his stick, and he buries it. And Vegas gets their 8th comeback win of the season. Morgan, brother. Somebody get this guy a barn, a clean sheet of ice, and some pucks. Give him all night and see if he hits the broad side of it. That's awful. Mo, brother, my friend. He does a good job with the whack, but I don't know why Eichel had so much time. Matthews must have subbed off. And Stone's just chilling. No, Matthews is right there. That's awful. Yeah, that's a bad one. That's a bad one. 1-1-1 road trip. But you had a 2-goal lead several times in Vegas. What did I tell you? All night long, they come back and win it anyway. Eichel was the most dangerous player on the ice, I thought. And he finally gets one. Big OT dub for Vegas. That's a tough one to swallow for Toronto, as Mike Johnson puts it. Yuck. Man, Vegas loves an OT game. Steph, the Phobia Slayer, thanks for talking about my Devils on the STP lately. I remember in 2017 comparing us to the Leafs as a young, up-and-coming, exciting team. So sad how it's turned out. Yeah, for both of them. Eichel should be USA captain, says Girthy Bettman. My condolences, Steve. Screw the Vegas Golden Knights. LFR title, a hill to die on. Oof, that's a brutal loss by the Leafs. I don't disagree. LFR title should be a night to forget. Ooh. I mean, that was a great game. Has double meaning with Marner. Hi, will final 20 prizes ship or email? Can someone... We'll get you an answer. Riley UFN stinks, says Renantmon. Do you think Mo slices his golf shots that badly? I mean, maybe. This is this is because you didn't believe in Radish. Maybe. Now they're both 6 and 7 in overtime. Ooh. Leafs net might as well have been empty. Wool let in 7. Oh, not nearly good enough. He couldn't stop a beach ball. Now that you mention it, he did not have the greatest night. Morgan wasn't good there, like at all, but my goodness, what was Matthews doing there? At any rate, thanks for another good stream. I'm going to have to watch it again. It all starts because of Mo, but at the end of the day, Mo breaks it up, and it's Eichel who ends it because Matthews must have been subbing off and then was directed away from the bench. That's the only explanation for, or he fell. That's the only explanation for why Eichel beat him so bad. Now they're both 6-7 in OT. I regret saying anything about their record in overtime. Matthews had to have been super gassed. Yeah. I don't care what the reason was. I don't care. Like, you have to be better than that. You simply have to be better than that. If you're so gassed you can't move, you probably shouldn't be on the ice, eh? NHL.com, 3 stars of the game. Eichel, a goal and 3 assists. Mahone. Hurdle, a goal and an assist. And, of course, Mitch Marner, 2 assists. Could have had 3, but one of the Vegas tying goals was offside. The other one was not. Matthews didn't even skate. I could effing crawl faster, says John the OG. They wouldn't have the NHL goal visualizer up yet. Oh, they do. So let me see here. Matthews isn't going towards the bench. I don't have a good answer for you other than he was cherry picking. Hoping. I don't know. Like, what are you hoping for? The Leafs never had the puck. Yeah, it's not acceptable. Eichel smokes him. And, like, he's not even skating really in the path of Eichel. Yeah, I'm going to have to put this in the LFR. That's so bad. Put it this way. It's your captain, it's your longest tenured defenseman, and a rookie on the ice. And the only guy I don't really put anything on is the rookie. GG's Leafs, go Knights, go. So mad we needed this. Can't give up a lead of 4-2. Sorry, I'm biased. Wait, biased or pissed? Raul, thank you very kindly. 23 plaster LFR title. Here we mow again. That's a bit long, but it's not bad. Cowan did cost them a goal. Yeah, but I'm talking about this one. Captain's -3. Was Matthews really -3? Oh, wow. Matthews was -3. No other forward was worse than -1. Oh, jeez. No other player on the list. Oh, no. McCabe was -2. Drew said, do you think this is karma for you chirping Vegas in all their overtime games? I mean, it's just accurate, though. All their games go to overtime. If you see a Vegas game, it went to overtime. Matthews was -3, and he was also on for one of the PK goals. He did score tonight, but that is not a great game from the captain. So Vegas is now 6-7, 6-7 in overtime. So there's 13 games, and their shootout record is 1-5. So 19 of their 46 games have gone to overtime. I'm just right. They do go to overtime, and that's their 6th straight win. I was focusing on them leading the league in comeback wins. That's 6 straight wins. Really needed Nylander tonight. Started so hot. Dude, so I was just looking at it. Nylander had a goal and an assist and a +2 in 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Yeah, that hurt them. But, like, can't blame it all on that. I trade my house for a playoff spot. Trade Matthews and fleece somebody. What happened to Nylander? So if you just tuned in, Nylander scored a goal, and then his ankle just sort of bent funny on the goal celebration. That was it. He skated around and decided, I don't like it. You blame Mark Masters pissing him off before the game? What'd he say? Oh, Mark Masters he asked Matthews or Nylander? So Masters asked Matthews about Marner. He's like, I don't want to talk about Marner. I just want to focus on the game. I mean, okay, Austin. Like, all right. Sure, man. Snoopy Kendall, with that win, Vegas has a 500 record and is first place in the Pacific. 500, and you're in the top spot. NHL is crazy. The Pacific Division is crazy too, and the Oilers are just like, here, take it. Atlantic is still the only division with teams over 500. You mean all teams over 500, right? How many more games will we allow Mo to lose for us? Years and years of this. He ain't getting traded mid-season. I mean, I'd be stunned. But like this offseason, you got to have the talk. You have to. You have to. The Pacific is the NFC South of the NHL. Yeah, man, like whatever. Like here's what's going to happen. Colorado's going to win the President's Trophy, right? Dallas and Minnesota might finish second and third overall in the standings. Dallas is second overall with 63 points. Minnesota is tied with Tampa with 61 points. One of the three best teams in the NHL is going to get knocked out first round, whether it's Dallas or Minnesota. Colorado's probably going to spank whoever they play. Right now, they'd be playing San Jose. And if it's not San Jose, like you're looking at like an LA, a Nashville, a Utah, a Seattle. Like they're going to smack whoever they play. If you're Vegas, first round, like right now you're playing Utah. I like your chances in that series. And then you get the Oilers. Are the Oilers the same team they were the past 2 years? 4-4-2 in their last 10. I don't know. You beat them, and now all of a sudden you're in the Final Four. Maybe Colorado's. Nathan McKinnon's out. Cale Makar's out. It's the Final Four. You have no friggin' idea. So, winning your division is winning your division. There is no division that is bad to win. It is good to win your division. The NFL had an under 500 team make the playoffs. They did? They won the division. I won my fantasy football, and I'm pretty sure I was 500. Oh, Jesse Blake tweeted out. I'll retweet it. Apparently, Jesse Blake tweeted out, you can see Matthews on the Eichel winner. Man, Twitter has sucked for a long time, but it's getting unusable. You can't even. All right, I'll just find it myself. Who would have thought an Elon Musk product would suck ass? All right, let's see here. Austin, what are you doing? Oh, you're awful. So he gets hit into the end boards, and he just like, oh my God. He just stands there. Yeah, he's getting it in the LFR. He's getting it. Drew, it is 12:40 a.m., and there was just an 11-goal game. What do I do? Oh, you're going to bed? Yeah, you'll edit it in the morning. He's going to be up in 5 hours with his daughter smacking him in the head, asking for oatmeal. Blew 3 2-goal leads in one game. Was it 3? I thought it was 2. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's bad. Steve, you signed my Riley jersey. Can we redo it? Sure. I'm sorry. However, you guys couldn't beat them just for the truther side, just to avenge the Sharks. See, now you know why I'm mad, says John the OG. It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it takes a team to lose. It takes a team to win. It takes a team to lose. Riley missing that shot by that's embarrassing. It's so bad. But he breaks up the play, and Matthew, get some skin on the guy. Get a stick on the guy. He didn't even try. Yeah, so Drew's making a good point. So Matthews is -3, and he was on for a Vegas power play goal. But Matthews scored at even strength, which means he was out there for 4 at even. Well, he was 4 at even strength, and then 1 on the PK. He scored, but he did not have a good night. He did not have a good night. I mean, it's a goal scoring contest. He might have been out for all 6. I don't know. They were both Dorofeev. Early in the third. Early in the third, partway through the first. Also doesn't help. You outshoot Vegas 15-10 in the first. You get outshot 9-7 and then 13-6 in the third. He wasn't on for all 6? Well, thank goodness for that. Oh, only 5. That's good. That's good. Well, my friends, what a friggin' game. No one's going to want to hear that, but what a friggin' game. My friends, what a stream. Thank you for joining me on this late one. We're going to record the podcast an hour late tomorrow. Because I don't want to die. All right, my friends. That is it. I hit the mic. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. Mitch Marner 1. Leafs 0.